We are live. Merry Draftmas, folks. It's finally draft night. It's taken a while, but we've gotten there in the end. Hope you're all doing well and very much looking forward to this draft night. Hopefully we walk away with a pretty good haul, which would be lovely. We've got a full house in tonight. CB, welcome, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you. Been waiting for this night for a while, so pretty darn pumped.
Yes, very, very exciting. And EJ, welcome to you, mate. Loving the background.
Yeah, thank you. G'day. It's good of CB to let us do all the donkey work over the last few weeks in regards to the draft and just turn up and, swan in late, Buddy Franklin style and just, take the attention.
Delegation is the key to all good managers, mate.
And Grok will be joining us shortly, I believe, as well. So, as we kind of found out today that we can't actually show the draft on our screen itself, it does break copyright rules, unfortunately. But yeah, we're obviously all watching it. I think I'm watching on Foxtel, I think CB's as well. So hopefully it'll be relatively synced up. We'll try and get it as close as possible, I guess. So we've got our spreadsheet here as well with a few different mock drafts that we've looked at over the last few days. So once a player is selected, we'll drop in that player onto the spreadsheet and we'll light them up green if they match up. We might have a few other tricks up our sleeve as well for the Richmond picks in particular, depending on how that play out. But we've had Family VR reckons that he's got connections at the Saints, and he's saying that the Saints might trade up to pick 2, which would be very interesting.
Wow.
Wonder who they'd be taking.
Okay. If they take pick 2, who does you think they're going to take?
Who do you think, Family? Who are the Saints taking with pick 2 if they trade up? Oh, there you go. Lee was watching some Rory Hobb highlights. Very good. I know. CB was watching Rory Hobb highlights. The Doozy Parade. Very good. Who's the next Lobs and halfback? But no, I hope everyone's doing well. I suppose, is everyone pretty well resigned and comfortable with the fact that it's going to be Lawler at 1? Like, I dare say if he's not at 1, there's going to be a lot of shock.
Yeah, I reckon he's at 1. I can't see any... I would be shocked. I would be genuinely shocked if his name wasn't called out.
And he's, I think it's some nice synergy, CB, and almost a passing of the guard in some ways with if Dusty's presenting the Guernsey to Lawler if he's read out to pick 1, given that was his sort of the play he modelled his game off as well.
100%. I think it's wonderful that Dustin's partaking in something to do with the club, as Jack and Koch and the guys. I reckon that successful generation presenting the next generation with jumpers is just a wonderful initiative. Having said that, I would like to see the number 4 retired for 1 season before they give it to anyone.
I'm not sure.
Give him 36 for a year.
Well, I was going to ring up Wayne's World and suggest that they're all talking about the number 4. So, mate, Dustin Martin started in 36. That's what I would do.
That would be pretty cool, I reckon, if they drop the 36 on him. Now, what about it? Now, hear me out. Dusty's actually there because the Gold Coast Suns are going to pick him. Take it to the bank. He might get read out and be up on stage as a selected player.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a little weird that Dustin Martin was going to present the Richmond jumper to Lawler with a Gold Coast Suns top on. I thought
with his Gold Coast Suns polo, yeah.
That would be a shock if St Kilda do take pick 2 and they get Smiley. That would be a real shock because they don't need to do that.
Correct.
Well, yes, they would.
No, they would. We're the pick in front, but are we 100% on Smiley at 6?
I mean, every media person, and not to say they're right, but in the country has said that we're taking Smiley at 6. So if they're desperate enough for him, they think we're a genuine chance, they're going to have to. That would turn the whole draft on its head in some ways. If they took Smiley at 2.
I was talking to a gentleman. We'll call him Richmond Robert. The big footy people might know him.
Richmond
Robert. Alias Richmond Robert.
Jesus Christ.
And he was saying that basically Sullivan actually is the best kid in this draft. However, long-term, Lawler will surpass him down the line. That seems to be the thing. But right now, I would suggest anyone who's moving to 2 wants Sullivan is how I would read it, not Josh Smiley.
Yeah, I think that's a fair enough call. I mean, like, do you agree, EJ, that it would turn the draft on its head if they jumped up to 2 and took Smiley? And in what way would it turn it on its head?
What way? Well, if North were going to take O'Sullivan, if that throws that plan out the window, do they then take Taro, which means Carlton haven't got either of those. So then you've got Smith, Langford, etc. It changes. It pretty much changes every pick up until pick 10, 11.
Yeah, it would have a big
domino effect.
Did someone say Layla? Was it me or was it CB?
It was me. I apologise, but I'm going to say this. Some of these people must be new to the show because we mangle names something fierce.
Yeah, well, let's not throw all of us into the same.
It took us 4 years to get Radagalia right. We just got him Radagago. We didn't care.
Just thank goodness Tiger 71 isn't here. Right? he got Shy Bolton wrong. Now that we've traded him, he'll get it right Shay every time.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a text from Tiggs.
Hello, T71. Hope you're well.
I'm really keen to see who Collingwood take, guys. I really hope they select well. Oh, thanks, Tiggs.
Very good. Kano wants Chuck Whitlock. I'm having a little bit of nightmares. I'm probably in the opposite camp, Kane, but that's the beauty of opinion. Everyone's allowed to have them, and we value everyone's thoughts on the players we should take. I just think they're a bit projecty, if that makes sense.
Well, I was having a text with a bloke the other day, a good friend of the show, Rocky Gagliardi, who is
Rocky.
No. And he says that Whitlock is actually a possibility at 10 and 11. And he does have connections enough to make me think that it is a possibility.
Is this your mail that you shared with me last night that I wasn't too happy with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look. Right, I've removed the overhead banners because we're chopping everyone off with everyone being in the house, so we're bannerless tonight. But that's interesting. Whitlock at 10 or 11. Sorry, what were we going to say, Grok? Welcome, by the way. Welcome, Grok.
Fox has just announced Dusty to their lineup.
Oh.
According to the chat, bang, 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 bang. The last 4 comments down the bottom.
I'm watching it. I've actually got the thing playing in the background. And yeah, it's true. They've just announced him.
I've got the AFL stream on.
Well, I've got the KO stream on.
He's full taking the piss here. This is great. Jack's asking questions and he's giving one-word answers. Very good.
Yeah, look, I think I can't remember. I'll say this. I'm not a man of violence, but if we don't take Smiley at 6, if he's there, I have threatened to go punch both my kids in the face really, really hard. So there's a lot riding on pick 6. And that's actually, that conversation did happen. I told them I was going into their rooms. I was punching them in the face. So Richmond, if you're listening, this could get serious.
You've got a decision to make. And there, Grok, just to fill you in quickly, we had someone jump into the chat earlier advising they had some solid connections at St Kilda, and his mail is that the Saints are going to try and trade up for pick 2, potentially with Smiley in mind, which would flip a few things on its head substantially.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because there have been rumours that the Saints have been looking at up trading with their picks as well, and they do want midfielders. That's been their biggest focus. They want some bigger midfielders, which is surprising. Which is surprising that they've got Smiley in mind, given that the talent's there. But I suppose he's that outlier in this draft of that with his size. There's really no one very similar to him in this draft in terms of like his build and the way that he plays and the combination of his size. So if they've identified him as the missing link for their midfield, then yeah, it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that North Melbourne would give up 2 when they rate Finno Sullivan so highly, because there's no way Finno Sullivan's getting down. If they give up pick 2, Finno Sullivan's not sliding down to him.
But they've wanted Taro. Taro's been their main target, and they haven't had anyone bite on pick 2 because they don't want to take Taro at pick 2 because it's a bit of a reach when he could be there at pick 8 or pick 9 at the Saints.
I've heard more. I've heard North they will take O'Sullivan at 2.
It depends if they can't get a trade done. If they can't get a trade done, they'll take O'Sullivan. But they want to slide back in the draft, which is why they want to pick 6 out of any trade that we were in, because they would have taken Taro with their first.
What's going to be interesting as well is we obviously spoke about the fact the other night that Blair Hartley has turned his phone off essentially all week, not taking calls from any club, because he feels that come tonight they might be a little bit more desperate and might do something a little bit more out of character to try and get what they want. I think it's just comforting to know, lads, that we're in a position where we're comfortable with our current hand and we don't need to bend over or fold to get something extra. If someone wants something that we've got, we'll be the beneficiaries in one way or another, which I think is a really comfortable thing to have.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Johnny Skurlock. Let's talk about John Skurlock in the comments, shall we? Skurlo got off his deathbed to play for me on Saturday. And the great man put up, he opened the batting for me, did a stellar job, and then he doubled down and played a 20-20 for the club on Tuesday and did a great job. So, Skirls, I love you, brother. Good job. You're doing the club things. You're a good man.
Have a listen to the president here. He did it for me, not for the club, for me.
The messages of proof, mate. He was dying. He was dying.
Just on S-Mac's comment, if they want Taro, take him at 2, value is relative to need. That's true, but if they can get pick 8 and 9 out of St Kilda and still get Taro and someone like Lindsay or Murphy Reid or someone like that, that's even more value than just taking
Richmond are on the clock. Richmond are on the clock.
Oh, well, Fox are in an ad.
Right, Richmond. Okay, well, on the AFL app, they've got 4 minutes 40 left to go. We're on the clock, guys.
I wonder who it'll be.
That's behind on mine as well, which is I'm in all sorts here. Tigs are on the clock according to EJ. This would be anticlimactic for me because I'm not going to see anything. What is the AFL one doing? I've just got...
get some really cool shit at Domino's, some dippers and that. I feel hungry now.
I've got the panel are talking. Is that what you've got?
Oh, it must be 4 minutes 40 till it starts.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just relax, mate. Hey, mate. Hey.
Well, I saw the 4 minutes 40 counting down, and I just absolutely put myself.
Yeah, no, because it'll come up like a little draft sign on the AFL with the countdown timer saying pick 1 Richmond, and then
because I'm like Fox is in an ad. Imagine if they missed this. This would be huge.
You got me excited.
7:30.
That would be
almost ready to crack my tinny.
Oh, jeez, a celebration.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The 4 Loco tonight, new one.
Oh, okay.
Nice little blue raspberry sort of 7%er this one, so going a little bit hard tonight.
I'm off the grog for a month. I'm on the Sons and Daughters.
Nice.
I'd like to say I feel sympathy for you, mate, but you know my feelings.
There's been a lot of talk about Bo Allen potentially coming up to our pick 6 calculation instead of Smiley, which seems to have really divided a lot of the fan base, to be honest. Who is anyone in team Bo Allen ahead of team Smiley, or are you all team Smiley? Let us know in the comments what people think. Because that's the other name that's floating around.
Okay.
I want Smiley at 6 if he's there.
Yeah. I mean, I think we go Smiley. My preference, if he's there, is Langford or Lindsay. Smiley worries me a little bit. I know Michaels has the same reservations that I do with Smiley, but again, got to back him in.
Got to remember, Smiley's numbers were excellent at the start of the season. Then in the national championships, he played average. So he's averaging 26 touches, got to the national championships and was still averaging nearly 20 when he was injured. And other players didn't even play that. So the kid goes all right. And he's quicker than you think. At 194 centimetres, he's quite quick.
I'll tell you what, the AFL website just had a Draper highlights package.
I'm telling you. This is why in my mock, I kind of somewhat manufactured getting him to 6, but it's not far fetched. Like my rationale wasn't too far fetched behind it. And yeah, as we just saw, there was a bit of a nice piece on Chris Toshay there, and I think again, I know we've said it before, but it's definitely worth noting how much work that he put into this draft as well at his time at the club, as the club has acknowledged, and obviously them having his initials embroidered on their shirts, a really nice mark of respect as well. But this will, and the club said it as well, this will be a Toshay legacy type draft. He was pumped for it. So yeah, we thinking of the Toshay family as well, because this was his time to shine, and hopefully the club do him proud. Not hopefully, they will. Let's be positive.
Okay. Old mate's on the stand here.
Oh, the game's never been in better shape.
Well, I'm going to be behind. I'm going to be behind because I don't have the Fox feed, so this will be fun.
Well, I think he's only just talking some.
He does the intro and the
It's like
welcome.
an intro. Yeah. You would like to think that the actual pick side of things will align.
But there's one positive. At least it's not Laura Kane.
Oh,
If she had
It's
a
gonna
popped
be
up, it's like down, just done.
It's going to be a tricky one to sync because there's so many different platforms you can watch on.
this platform has the ability to pause, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We wait and see if a clock pops up of some description.
Yeah,
I've not got one on my screen, but if one does pop up, we'll look at doing that. Well, AFL showing some showing some WA highlights. But no, very, very exciting to see what young talent come through. It just feels like this is a draft that we obviously need to get right, but it also feels like one that we shouldn't be able to get wrong, if that makes sense.
And don't be surprised if Travaglia is available at 10, we will take him.
I reckon the Saints will take him.
If he's available at 10, we will jump all over him. Quicker than me on chocolate cake.
I reckon the Saints will take him too.
Yeah. I love him.
Is this the St Kilda cast, is it?
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez, if you're getting offended this early, it's going to be a long night.
I'm just cheering myself up for the disappointment that we get the next Danny Meyer at pick 1.
Oh, so don't know. You reckon Travaglia said on Dylan Friends he wants to play for Richmond. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to play for the Tigers?
Sideshow Bob's there. Sideshow Bob's at the North Melbourne rooms.
I may have missed it, but did you guys hear what Cal Toomey was saying early on when the feed started for the AFL site?
No.
He was saying there's a chance that Richmond could be taking Detoli at one of their early picks in the pick 10, 11, because there's a chance Harry Armstrong could be there at 21 based on what he's hearing.
Wow. Oh, we're on the clock. 4:58 I've got, 57.
Here we go, yeah.
56.
Right.
Has everyone else got that up?
No.
Yep. 456, 455. Yep.
I'm at 4:46.
I'm at 4:48, 47. So I'm about 4 seconds behind you.
Look, they're all, and the AFL one's got 4:40,
4:42, 39, 38, 37, 36.
Okay, so it's fairly close. It's fairly close.
Right. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. So Chris Toshay's son is typing in number 1 for us. How nice is that?
Jeez, I hope he gets this. Hope he spells Lawler correct.
Uze in the house as well.
Where's Casino Jackson? Where's Casino?
Casino.
Front and center.
4 minutes left on the Fox clock.
Come on, boys. You know what you're doing. Enough of the dramatic pause.
Why? Yeah, this shouldn't take 5 minutes. He spelled doozy. I like it. He spelled doozy.
He spelled a doozy.
The kid just downloaded It's Happening GIF.
RFC's ahead of us. RFC's about 20 seconds ahead.
I'm not reading the comments. I'm just looking at the screen.
Yeah.
He was probably looking it on TV, whereas because we're on the internet, it'll be delayed.
So I suggest for those, if you're watching on an internet one, maybe don't look at the comments until the picks happened on your screen.
Unless you want to play a prank, unless your comments guys want to prank us, and because you're 20 seconds ahead of us, put in like
Whitlock
or something.
Oh my god! I can't believe we took him at 1. What a waste of a pick.
A lot of smiles in the room. Oh, they're celebrating. He's done it. He's locked in a pick. That's so cool. It's such a nice touch.
Richard Lennon.
Here we go. I'll give away. Very nice. I think Harry's. I think his name is. That's really good. Should we any moment now? We should hopefully see Sam Lawler's name pop up. Like I said, I'll be completely gobsmacked if that doesn't happen. Oh, Casino just handing out the snakes now. Jesus.
There it is. Pick is in.
Come on,
Pick is
Here we
in.
go. Here we go. Pick number 1 to Tigerland. Oh, someone's going to go to the stage as well, don't they?
Yeah, Dusty's presenting.
Who reads it out? Is it Dylan?
That will come up in just a moment. As I said, this is Richmond's first number 1 pick since 2004, and back then it was
Someone able to just lower their... Someone's got something on loudish. Come on. Someone walk to the stage and announce it. Young Harry's clicked the button about 2 minutes ago.
Whether they trade some of those away, we are yet to see. And then, of course, they have the first pick of night 2 on Telstra AFL draft. We wait for
What a feeling. How would you be like sitting there just in anticipation for your name to be read out? Do you reckon the clubs has given a player like Lawler a guarantee that, we'll be calling you out at 1, or do you reckon they leave it up in the air until this moment?
Oh, I think it's individual. It happens.
Different clubs do it differently.
Yeah.
Here we go. Dylan's walking up to the stage. Pick 1. Sam Lawler, welcome officially to the Richmond Football Club.
There it is.
In the books. Well done. Very good selection. Very good selection. Sam Lawler, officially a Tiger, as per... I suppose most people far and wide ended up having him, pegged at number 1 there, but nice to get it in the books now, gents. Obviously, we're pretty comfortable with Lawler making his way to the club now.
There's already that comment. Can't believe he fell to our pick.
Can't believe he fell out a pick.
I'm going to say something that's going to anger a lot of people. I was watching the highlights of Lawler earlier on, and the couple of marks he took in the forward line, up forward in the forward part of the ground, he reminds me of Dangerfield quite a bit.
Yeah, very strong in the body with the hands out.
Yeah.
Defenders are going to have a hard time spoiling that. It'll be a lot of arm chops if he goes up forward.
Can't believe he's gotten our pick. Oh, Koch presenting it. That's interesting. I would have thought they might have gone Dusty there. Okay.
Oh, Koch is a premiership captain.
Oh, yeah, nothing against Koch, of course. So there was a little bit of talk today about the fact that he may start a lot of his pre-season in rehab group because he's not done full pre-seasons. I don't think that's going to be too concerning.
Yeah, no, he will. He actually said he said himself that the clubs he had spoken to had all told him that's where he's going to start.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense because he's played cricket, I think, for a lot of his life as well.
Yeah, so there was a good 15-minute segment with Lawler and Sullivan together.
Yep.
And, that's where it popped up.
All right, so just to go around the room once more, everyone's thoughts on that pick. Are we happy? Are we sad? Are we over the moon? Like if we had to link it back to a GIF, what would we link it back to?
Demon GIF for me, please.
Ooh, Demon GIF. EJ, any particular? Are you aligning to Demon GIF?
No, he's picked this GIF for this pick. That's all right. Let's.
All right, okay, we'll individualize it. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. All right. Here we go.
There you go. My emotions. Oh. Does that work?
There we go. There we go.
Come on.
That's how CB's feeling about this pick. He's excited. He's over the
Look at the satisfaction.
Over the moon with the Sam Lawler pick.
There's a little bit of release in that.
Yeah. we know next pick, if Dusty's the one that presents to Smiley, it's going to be the Randy Marsh GIF from South Park.
I actually don't have that one.
It'll be CB.
Oh, there you go. He knew. Is that what they said? He knew Monday night. Interesting.
Yeah, right. Well, he lied. He lied in an interview this afternoon. He lied.
I think they have to, though, don't they? Okay, so North Melbourne are on the clock. A minute 51 left on my screen. A few others might be a bit further ahead. But what's going to be interesting here is to see if a trade comes through for their pick number 2. What are we thinking here? Do we reckon that trade's going to come in, or do we reckon they're going to take a player? What's everyone's gut feel?
Sullivan. Finn.
You reckon they'll go with Finn?
Yeah, they won't give an offer good enough, and they'll take Finn.
Blair, get on the phone. He seems like a good speaker, Lawler, which is good.
Yeah, if you've got some time, if you've got some time on the AFL website, the chat with him and Finn together was really good. On Gettable.
And they wanted to. They've always said they wanted to play together as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
very well spoken.
Yeah, they were co-captains in the 16s a couple of years ago on the rep side. They'd be really good mates. And they were actually talking about how they like to talk about not footy when they're away. Like they do movie quotes together and stuff like that. And
detox from it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Now, do we think, even though we have kind of established that Lawler's probably going to start pre-season in the rehab group, which is completely fine, all trade is in. Hang on. Trade is in. Oh, wait. Or is it the one on the right? I'm not sure if that's a fresh trade or if that is like they've got a Brisbane Lions and Essendon trade. No, North Melbourne's pick is in. North Melbourne are taking a pick. We'll get back to my question in a second. Let's see what the
This shapes a lot of things.
Yeah, if they go to Roo, it means another mid sliding to 6. If they go O'Sullivan, I suppose it makes it a bit more difficult to get some quality those later picks. They've gone Finn O'Sullivan for North Melbourne at pick 2. All right.
You're welcome. You're welcome, boys. I told you didn't listen. I told you.
He was 2 in my draft. What are you talking about?
I took him
to English over, man. It'll be.
So that's interesting. So they haven't gone for the reach of Taro. I think now that Taro could go to the Ds. Is my next.
You reckon the Ds?
Yep, I reckon the Ds will take him at 5. I know they need midfielders, but Stephen May's on the verge of retiring.
Yeah,
so
true.
I think they need and what's his name? Who's the other guy down there? Lever. He's not on the young side either.
Should have stuck with my my gut from our mock and pick 2.
Yeah, and family. Your mail's no good, mate. The guys stitched you up massively.
So, question for you, lads. If you're Carlton right now, who are you taking? You down Jagger, Draper?
I mean, I really like Draper, but it sounds like in recent times they were showing a lot of love to Jagger.
Yeah, they'll take Jagger here.
I reckon they'll take Jagger. I would take Draper, but I reckon they'll take Jagger.
Yep.
He's got it up yours, Carlton, because the Blues traded up to try and get O'Sullivan, and they've missed him anyway. So the question I was going to ask about Lawler is we obviously feel like he'll start his training in the rehab group, which is fine. Do we expect him to play from round 1? I'm not saying in the midfield, but maybe as a half forward that gets some minutes, or do you think it might be something that we see how his form goes in the VFL first and then bring him in? What would everyone's thoughts be on that, just given the state of our side and list?
I reckon they'll just play it. They'll play it out, and whatever happens. I don't think it's desperate that he plays round 1.
Yeah, I don't think it's desperate either, unless his form on the track in preseason games warrants it.
Yeah, well, that's it.
RFC reckons Lawler plays straight away. Pick one better play round 1. I think we're kind of past those days, though. Back in the day, we were probably at the mercy of playing him because we were bad. I don't know if we've got to do that just yet. But if he's, like I said, if his form and his training warrants it, like physically, size-wise, there's not really a concern there for that to happen. Yeah. It's more about just if he gets up to speed with the game plan and his skills and things like that.
I reckon he plays round one with our home game against Carlton round 1 Thursday night. I reckon that'll be another reason for the club to debut him, get the fans along to cheer him on.
Just unleash him in front of the big home crowd. I'm not against that either way. I'm happy for them to do it whichever way they see fits best. James straight in round
first
1.
Possession is a contested thing in the guts, and he just does a big stiff arm to Cripper, and away we go.
I reckon let's build him up. Let's just see where he goes. Let's just see where the kid goes. See what happens. We still got a few boys to come back in, like Gibcus, Lynch, there's a few lads.
That's a good call from SMAC. Lawler versus Finno Sullivan round 1. Line them up on each other. Just let him go at it. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, well, because he can't because he's playing for North.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Carlton round 1, so it'll be
Lawler
Lawler
Carlton.
versus
It'll be versus Sid Draper or Jagger.
Yeah.
Carlton have 1 minute 8 on the clock. Nothing written here about a trade just yet.
I reckon they're going Draper. My waters are stirring for Draper here.
Draper's a very, very good player. Pick is in for the Blues, so no trade. Oh, there's Sideshow Bob. I see what you mean, CB. I won't be shocked if the Blues go Jagger. So, I'm kind of needing him for us to get a chance for Draper.
Jagger.
All right, so they're going Jagger. All right.
Jagger Smith it is for the Blues at pick number 3. Oof.
Surely Adelaide goes Draper.
If they don't go Draper, I'll be just beaming a little bit.
It's Draper or Langford. It has to be.
All right, so we got that one wrong on the group one. And it feels like the Jagger Smith one has kind of come up in very recent times, doesn't it? Like for such a long time, they weren't really speaking about him. But I remember seeing an article the other day where they felt like, or they said that Jagger has rarely played a bad game. And I think they're probably right in some ways. Like we obviously saw a few of his VFL games and he was doing some pretty good numbers and good things there as well. So I know there'll be a lot of Richmond people a bit shattered we haven't got him, but we've got to be happy with who we take as well.
Simon Wallace is going to be devastated.
Really?
Yeah, loves him.
Yeah, there was still a contingent on Big Footy that were adamant that we needed to take Jagger at 1. So there's going to be some disappointed posts on there at the moment.
And interestingly, as RFC Centre just mentioned, no bid on Ashcroft yet. I reckon it will come this one or next one. It won't get. I don't think it will get to us before a bid. But I suppose the conversation then fired up again today about how far Nick Dacos slipped. And I suppose a lot of people are a bit shitty at clubs for not bidding on him earlier. But, it's the club's prerogative to do what they want with their picks at the end of the day. Is anyone hurt by the fact that no one's bid on Ashcroft yet?
No.
Nah.
We were never going to because we all felt it was part of a handshake deal for that pick 20. So I'm not at all shocked that we didn't.
The one thing that does surprise me is there was a whole heap of conversation from Victorian-based clubs about, the academy system and the best player in the draft going to the reigning premiers, but none of them have bid yet. That's the only thing that surprises me. With all the sooking about it that everyone has done, no one's bid.
That's an interesting point you make because, they were all very up in arms about it, weren't they? All right, so we've got the Crows on the clock next. The logical choice has to be Draper, doesn't it? SA boy, they eliminate the go-home factor. I'm pretty sure he was a Adelaide fan, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I suppose, for me, I still think the other temptation could be Langford, a bigger body mid to replace someone like Crouch. But, Draper's not that slight anyway. He's actually quite a reasonable size. But is everyone unanimously thinking that they're going to take Draper?
Yeah, I think they are. I've just put
Draper or Armstrong.
I've just put mine in the PM, my draft.
Oh, the Big Footy chat?
Yeah.
Adelaide would be mad not to take Draper. Brisbane will dominate. Langford's tempting for them. They've already got... Yeah, but does it... Yeah, it's a good point on Dawson. Dawson's very much a utility though, isn't he? Like he's playing sort of all over the park, but maybe it lets him play set up behind the ball a bit while Langford does some damage in the middle. 100% Draper and Langford and Smiley could get interesting. It's more about making Brisbane pay. Yeah, I suppose that's the other argument, isn't it? That other clubs are wanting the earlier clubs to make Brisbane pay as much as possible. Like I said, it was never going to be us, but I won't be shocked if the bid comes in this pick or the next pick.
I'm 3 for 3 in my mock so far.
All very good. Join the club.
Yeah,
elite category there, EJ.
I've got Draper. I've got Draper there.
Yeah, this is where I think I might come up with a bit of a red box on my one. I'm very much against the grain. 1 minute left for the Crows.
There was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk around Armstrong to Adelaide.
Really?
Like late mail. But
that would be huge. Yeah. Do they need him though? Because they've got Phil Thorpe and Darcy Fogarty.
Yeah.
Is Tex Walker still playing, or did he retire?
Sorry, who was the on ball you were saying, Grok? Apologies, I got it wrong.
For
Langford.
Yeah, apologies, Langford. There was a lot of late talk on Langford. Sorry. Yeah,
so Langford's been one that a lot of people thought he could either slip dramatically or he could go about this range, and that's why I kind of thought he might fit into their side. But yeah, big body midfielder, good mark overhead, booming kick of the ball, dangerous player. And I know the knock on him's been his speed, but we'll soon find out. Their pick is in. No bid.
Yeah,
see if the D's.
Cal Toomey had the D's bidding at pick 5.
Oh, he had the D's bidding. Okay. Oh, Shane Edwards, Richmond legend.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yes.
What? Cheddar's presenting the Adelaide jumper?
No, he's just in the room, like with all their brain
part
trust.
of their recruiting team.
Yeah. I don't mind their new logo. I know I said that last week. I don't mind it.
I hate it.
Really?
Yeah. I just think it looks so childish, jarring.
I like the Saints.
Oh,
the Saints one's clean.
Draper.
Yeah. They've taken Draper.
There you go.
Draper. Damn.
4 for 4. Let's go. Yeah.
That one hurts. We got that one wrong. Well, that botches my plan. Grok had Draper, and EJ had Draper as well.
But Lawler and Draper were probably the two locked picks this whole draft, in my opinion. From about 2 months ago, they were the two that you'd lock in and back all the way.
Oh, and his follow up on his own possessions, Draper, to relink up. He just runs and runs and runs. He's unreal.
He's a seriously good player.
Oh.
And I always felt that his point of difference against, say, Lawler and Sullivan, and even Jagger to an extent, was his burst of speed. He had a really, really good burst of speed. And sometimes that's maybe what dropped his kicking efficiency, because he was running so fast while trying to dispose of the ball that it maybe impacted him. So learning a little bit of composure is probably what he has to get into his game. But no, he can play. And the other part I liked about him is he's played against men as well. So physically, I think he's going to be ready to go from round 1 for the Crows, injuries permitting. James Racing wants to know who you got at 5.
At 5, I've got a Ashcroft bid and then Langford. Then I've got a Lombard bid and then Travaglia. Then a Kako bid and then Alex Taro. And then Melbourne taking Xavier Lindsay, and then us taking Bo Allen and Job Shanahan.
Oof. I
still
feel Melbourne are a sneaky chance for Taro. I know they want a midfielder, but I still think if you're looking to the future as a demon, the big back position. Oh, here we go. The bid pending. Levi Ashcroft. I assume Brisbane will match that pretty quickly. That's a tick for you, EJ.
Yeah, I think I might have gone a bit early on the other bids, though. We'll see. Good on them for bidding.
Yeah, they're doing the grunt work for everybody else. I mean, it won't take too long, I wouldn't have thought. Draper was originally playing... Oh, wow, I played soccer until 12 and he switched codes. Jesus. Super talented.
Something different from a basketball background.
Yeah. Well, we've got Lawler with a cricket background as well.
Oh, that's real Delidio areas.
That's right. Yep.
It's actually Nankervis areas. Toby Nankervis was a state bowler in the under-18s for Tasmania.
Oh, he would put some serious bounce in, wouldn't he? With that height,
he'd be Joel Garner-esque.
I wouldn't want to face that. Not a 200 centimetre. Not as angry as him.
Steam it in from the run-up. Come on, Brisbane. It can't take you that long to match it. You've known you're going to take him for a while. Out of interest, Grok, there's been a little bit of speculation. There's parts of the media and, footy fans alike saying that maybe Ashcroft wasn't the best actual player in the draft. Is this his right spot, number 5, if everything's being equal? How do you rate him amongst the other players? Do you think he's clear-cut one?
Yeah, I think he'd be easily number 1. He's got everything. We talk about Xavier Lindsay being the most well-rounded player. Ashcroft's not far behind, but he's also impactful. He can go forward, win his own ball, strong at the contest, can kick goals. He'd be easily number 1.
Wouldn't it be funny if Brisbane fumbled their paperwork and the 5 minutes ran out and Ashcroft went to Melbourne?
So it's got on the screen here, to match the bid, Brisbane will lose picks 40, 42, 43 and 46. Bloody hell, that's a steal when you think about it. And they'll gain Levi Ashcroft and picks 68, 94 and 97.
Well, when you look at those picks that they gave up, they're essentially the picks we gave them for pick 20. They essentially turned that. It's Ashcroft 20, essentially.
And that's fundamentally why the deal happened and why we didn't bid on him, because we were facilitating this exact moment for him without them having to pay much more than what we could have made him.
Yeah, because they've still got Sam Marshall to go later on in the first round as well.
He was touted to be a bit more in the mid-teen area, wasn't he? Is that right, Grok?
Yeah, probably 15 to 20-ish. We'll probably get bid on, probably with probably the Bulldogs pick.
He's a key forward, isn't he? Was a key forward?
Marshall's another midfielder.
Oh, midfielder, okay. There you go. Ashcroft officially in the books for the Brisbane Lions. Right on Melbourne for doing the bid.
Yeah, I think Marshall probably gets bid on it as Sydney's first pick.
Okay. Exactly right, Herbert. It's crazy that, 4 picks in the 40s. It's almost criminal, isn't it, that they're able to do the same thing with Will Ashcroft, who's just won a premiership, and a Norm Smith, and now they've got his brother who's arguably better. Is everyone happy with how that system works, or do you think there needs to be a way to tweak how it works so it doesn't impact the first round of the draft?
Will we see our pick 10 now on this televising? Because we've just been pushed out to pick 11 now.
Michaels, you've been told to actually put the name Draper in the player selected. It's doing someone's head in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, fair shout.
And now you have to fix your whole spreadsheet to move everything down to fit in Brisbane.
No, you know what? When I wrote this up, I did it with the complete intention of not even adding in the bidded players. So I'm just pretending like pick 5, this next pick is their pick 5. Because otherwise, I'm not editing and shifting cells. But apologies for not filling that in, Dutchy. Good call. To answer your question, CB, they'll show all the picks for the first round. I'm pretty sure the whole first round is televised. We think...
I'm fine with the father-son. I'm just jealous that we can't jag one.
I know. We've not landed one for ages. Well, speaking of father-son, is it next year that there's a Callaway coming through and is it a Lays?
Yeah, Jack Lays in 2026, who's averaging 26 disposals in the Stanford under-16 comp with like 3.5 clearances and 4 tackles a game. So he's well-rounded and can find the ball.
That's a good one to watch for sure.
So for Melbourne, what do you do?
Langford.
I'm still saying Taro, but I can understand why you would do Langford as well.
There's a chance that they go Travalia here in case because they rate Travalia as well, and if there's a chance that Saints pinch him, they could take him at 5.
That would be a cat amongst the pigeons as well, wouldn't it? I suppose I can read those ones because it can't be Jagger Smith. That can't be Jagger Smith. Everything else is still alive. Everything else is still alive.
You can't have Sid Draper either.
Oh, yeah, I can't have Sid Draper.
Yeah, he doesn't read his own one out. Come on, what's going on there?
I can't have Sid Draper. Oh, dear.
Sentimental bloke one. Yes, that is Brian Lee's kid we're talking about. Yes, that is Brian's kid.
I remember early days that Armstrong was linked to Melbourne as well at this pick. I remember very, very early when the draft stuff kicked off that everyone was fairly adamant that Armstrong was going to go to the D's at this particular pick. Has anyone got any thoughts that may happen, or is that out the window now?
That's out the window. I don't think they take him. And as I said, I know you were really strong on it, but yeah, they're after midfielders. They want midfielders.
They've gone Langford. There you go, boys.
Yep.
Pick is in for the Demons. Harvey Langford. Oh, another red cross me. Jesus Christ. He's a good player. I know the knock on him was always the speed, but speed can be am I wrong in saying that? The speed can definitely be fixed. Maybe not to the level of players who are naturally born with it, but they can definitely improve it if they think it's an issue.
Not much.
The thing with Langford, though, is he's so good overhead in the marking area that even if he is slow and gets in a contested situation, he's still pretty good in the air. So he's likely to win that contest anyway. So the speed thing, as a forward's probably not that big of a deal. As a midfielder, that's probably where it might be a little bit harder for him. But I don't see it being all that much because he's very quick with his hands as well. Gets off quick handballs and everything. So
he's going to be a beast for them.
Cal Toomey's knocking it out of the park for the record. He's killing you blokes.
So ZJ, I'm spotless so far. Even got the bid in the right spot.
Can't see it, mate. Can't see it.
Yes, open up
just type it in as you go.
I went to the Hail Mary, to be fair. Otherwise, I'd be on par as well.
You were just trying to get Draper to the Tigers.
I was. I unashamedly admit that. So now the question becomes, as Herbert put in the chat, Bo Allen, does he feature in the calculations? It's been spoken about. Twomey's mentioned a couple of times, or Toomey, sorry. Bo Allen or Smiley, it seems to be coming down to for this pick. I think the consensus seems to be Smiley, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens here. What's everyone thinking?
Only the old people will get this. I'm one of Smiley's people.
What was that?
I am one of Smiley's people. Smiley's people. George Smiley was a British spy in the books by Jean le Carré, and also some really good TV series in the 70s and a movie recently with Gary Oldman playing George Smiley. That Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
There you go.
Right, so his name was George Smiley, and there's actually a book called Smiley's People.
Yes, I never went past Tintin. I never went past Tintin books on the English spy stuff.
Mate, you were Asterix and Obelix.
Oh, Biggles.
There was a question by Aaron a little bit earlier about what happens to the picks when clubs match the bid. They lose those picks, and anyone who's behind them then moves up that one slot.
Yeah.
Come on, Tigers.
What was that, sorry?
So Brisbane's picks that they had to give up get taken out, and everyone moves up from a bid.
Oh, okay, from that.
Whoever was pick 41 now moves into 40 because Brisbane lost pick 40.
Oh, right. Tim Cheng, I will have to check that out.
Yeah, we got a bit of book club work in here. I like it.
Yeah.
Gee, I'm getting smashed in chat here from not typing the names in. I like it. Everyone's holding me accountable. Very good. I'm not reading the chat. I've got a minute 50 left, so I'm not going to read the chat in case it gets spoiled for me.
Pick is in.
Jack
blocking
Whitlock.
the view of the thing.
Imagine at 7. Whitlock.
A minute 40.
God, geez, Grocker, please.
Pick is in. If you guys are ahead, don't spoil it.
Yeah, I'm blocking. Can't say anything.
Brains trust.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move my chat onto thing over.
So I feel like I'm going to see it last, so at least that doesn't spoil for everybody else. Pick number 7, Andrew Dillon. Richmond take. Josh Smiley in the books. Everyone seemed to have that one there.
Come on.
Jared Hackley Nichols.
Oh, please.
How are we feeling about Josh Smiley? I, for those who saw me on Twitter and on Big Footy, I did, and I don't apologise for it, put out a message saying that from the video I just watched, and I've watched a few videos of him, but that one in particular I was watching, I just wasn't seeing what I wanted to see, but there must be some other highlights out there that are showing what I'm thinking he's capable of, because everyone else seems to be right behind him. But are you gentlemen all very much happy and on board for the Josh Smiley pick?
Bloody oath.
Randy Marsh
Marsh.
to explosion, please.
Now, I don't actually have that one.
Just find the picture of it.
What about Antonio?
Give me Will Ferrell in the supermarket, please.
Hang on, what ones have I got?
Look at the size of it.
No,
because we couldn't do with that in the midfield.
Well, I put them up. I put them up after the other guys. Did you not say?
Yeah, I didn't have time because it was when I was finishing up work.
Oh,
what about? Hang on, I've got one. Hang on. We're on screen share.
Fuck yeah!
Here we go. Well, that one for him.
There we go.
The old Antonio Banderas gift. Oh dear. All right. So, has anyone got the stats up of Smiley so we can rattle some stats off? A lot of people mentioning he's taller than Jack, which is
he was on stage,
isn't it?
The only stat you need to know is in round 1, he's going to get Patrick Cripps and pole drive him through the MCG into China. That's all you need to know.
He's a big unit. So where does everyone see his best position initially versus where do we think he'll play in the future?
Resting full forward midfielder.
But don't you know he's only taken one contested mark against 18-year-olds?
I have read that. I have read that. So do we think, I mean, obviously physically he's very physically ready to go round 1. Would you be against him featuring as part of midfield rotation? Would you just play him up forward? Like, he's another one who I genuinely think at his size could play from day dot, injuries permitting.
I mean,
Chris Eberts just said that Fox Footy have said that we've added players like Horn Francis and Bontempelli. It's not bad if we've done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't really compare Smiley to Bontempelli. Bontempelli's kicking is so much better than Smiley's. I think, again, the comparisons are just because of the height and the way that he plays, not so much skill level. But, yeah, I could see him playing round 1 depending on who's available round 1. If for example, Dion Prestia, he's always that great unknown of whether or not he's actually going to make it to round 1 and everything. So, yeah, I'd say it's probably 50-50. I think Lawler is probably more likely to play round 1 than Smiley.
I can't imagine it'll be long before he plays round 1. And look, he definitely oozes confidence. He's very sure of himself and his own ability, to the point where I think someone tweeted out a quote that he had said in an interview about, just how sure he was of himself as a footballer. And I actually didn't believe it was him that said it. I thought it was a bit fabricated, but it turns out it was true. So he definitely backs himself in. Look, a lot of people picked him there. And look, to be honest, I'm probably going to go back to a few more tapes and watch a bit more and see what else he's got to offer, because I do trust you all that he's going to be a good player for us. I must have just picked the wrong video. But
with Lawler at 188, Smiley 195, we've now got size in the midfield. Thank goodness.
We're no longer midgets in the midfield.
Yeah.
And they've got mongrel about them too. That's the big thing. They love that physical contest. They crack in hard. So,
and that'll complement Taranto and Hopper as well. Pick is in for St Kilda. Who are we thinking? Is Travaglia a chance?
Travaglia, yep.
Yeah, Taro, I think.
I've got their 2 picks as being Travaglia and Taro.
Yeah.
I think
Taro's
I had
definitely a
Travaglia
need.
listed first, but I had them putting a bid in here.
Travaglia. Wow, that's I feel like that's a very high compared to what other people had.
No, he was always in that 5 to 10 mix.
Wow. Okay, Toby.
Right.
Travaglia is now a say. I know that's someone that a few people were showing some interest in.
I reckon
I'm really starting to get nervous.
I reckon Bo Allen for us. I reckon Bo Allen's coming at 11 for us. Convinced.
Are you still perfect scores, EJ?
Actual picks, yes. I got my bid position wrong there. I had them bidding with that pick. But with picks, actual non-bid picks named, yep, I'm still perfect.
Well, Jesus, EJ and Kaltwami just carrying the load.
I get different after Job Shanahan.
Like I've got to black out this one too because that's wrong. Oh, God.
Hey, question for you. If Xavier Lindsay and Bo Allen are on the table for Melbourne, who do you reckon they're going?
That's a tough one. They rate both of them highly. I think it all depends on what they want. Obviously, Allen is in play as a bit of a defender as well. Because Lindsay's that more well-rounded. I probably think they go Bo Allen just in case they need that physicality with, obviously, Oliver and Petraka. There's question marks on those beyond next year. So I do think they probably take that contested player in a contest.
Interesting to note too, when I was talking to Richmond Robert, he informed me, he was telling me that Seth Campbell, there's a spot in the midfield if he's willing to take it.
Yeah,
so
well,
he
Ben
might become
Serple,
part of the midfield as well.
Yeah, well, Serple had a really big rap on Campbell and Mansell as well. They were the two when he got to the club, said that they stood out the most to him at the start of the preseason. So,
yep.
Saints with a back-to-back pick. So now do we think they're going to go at all? Is Taro a chance here now?
That's all I've got.
Melbourne was, yeah.
I think a few people have asked if you would do Lindsay or Bo Allen. I think if there's not much difference in their ability, surely you go for the local products just for a bit more safety. Unless there's that big of a difference that you have to just take Allen first, but I'm not sure that's how it feels. Well, and I wouldn't mind this either, Herbert. Allen and Lindsay at 10 and 11. See, this is what's interesting because today there was a bit of whispering and talking around that clubs feel like that we believe the tall that we're after will still be available with our later picks, which may indicate a Whitlock. It might indicate something else. I'm not sure. So maybe it's not Shanahan at 10 or 11. Maybe it is another two midfielders and we go for our first forward at 18. How would we feel doing that?
I'd rather grab Shanahan while he's there.
I agree. I think it also depends on whether or not we trade out some of our later picks. If the plan is to trade out some of our later picks, we'll take Shanahan.
Grock, I think if we don't take Shanahan early, that will give us an indication of our strategy next year with who we might target in free agency.
I've said that too. I agree.
That's what I said. I reckon we should take two key forwards this year. If not, if we only take the one, it'll be it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
We've said that from a long way, haven't we? That if we don't target a lot of genuine key forwards this year, that we must be grabbing someone some other way, which is the Cadman or the bid on Lombard.
I was one position out with my bid.
Oh,
damn.
So for this to get done, Gold Coast would receive Lombard picks 58, 89 and 94, and they would lose picks 40, 41, 48 and 58.
That doesn't make sense. Why would you lose 58 and gain 58?
That's a good point.
I like
That's what
that.
it says. That's what it says. That's a very good point.
Unless they mean 68. They've got a typo and it's meant to be 68 for in the lose column.
Yeah, maybe. I can't see Gold Coast not matching. Well, out of interest,
Wasn't that the
does
whole
anyone
point
know?
of when we went through the deal? They had to have that pick to those points to match this.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of how we ended up with that secondary pick from Gold Coast in the Rioli deal because it assisted with this as well in some way.
Correct.
Does anyone know what the last player was, like good player, that was bid on that wasn't matched? Has there been anyone in the top 20, 15, 20 that's been bid on and someone's not matched? Or was it Dunkley? Was he one? There was someone, I'm sure, that was meant to go to either Bulldogs or Sydney and someone didn't take him.
That Dunkley,
I'll look it up.
it was a father-son. Dunkley didn't nominate under father-son.
Oh, it was a father-son. Okay, it was father-son. So it wasn't a
Dunkley
bid.
went,
Yeah, sentimental bloke. I think we can put the Tom Green fantasy to bed. I think that's pretty much done now. You've got Hopper,
Yep.
Taranto, Smiley, Lawler,
potentially
McCall, Allen. Yeah, so I think that's
To your point here, Danny, we're in rebuild. Cabin will cost us the farm, not needed now. He's definitely needed, but I think my theory is if we trade out our pick 23 and 24 for future first rounders, they're the kind of picks that can play a role in helping getting Cadman, whether it's in next trade or the one after. But we're kind of in a position to maybe get 2 free picks to have a crack at it next year.
From what I'm hearing, the club want 3 first-rounders next year. That's their minimum aim. And obviously, Cadman is out of contract at the end of 2026.
So Gold Coast did match for Lombard.
That's easy. That was always going to happen as well.
Yeah.
They've had him earmarked for years. But he was very good as a 17-year-old in the VFL Grand Final last year.
He's got the same haircut. He's a decent sized unit.
You're a big kid.
He's very big.
Not as big as Smiley.
He's solid, but he's not that tall.
no.
Roses isn't that tall either.
So I think Grock was meaning that Richmond's aim is to get 3 first rounders for next year. So obviously we're going to probably have one of our own based on ladder position. And I think the assumption is, we all probably think it too, that we're going to trade picks 23 and 24 from this draft for future first rounders from clubs who are chasing to get back into it. So that's kind of where we could potentially walk into 2025 with 3 first rounders before a ball's even bounced, which would be handy.
Oh, are we allowed to replay Richmond stuff?
What do you mean?
Okay, hang on. I'll send something to you, Michaels. How do I do this?
All right, so we're still saying Taro to St Kilda, yeah?
Yeah. Although they could go Xavier Lindsay here as well. They were one of the first clubs to be linked with Lindsay.
I've sent a tweet on Twitter, Michaels. There's a little, like a 20-second clip from Lawler.
Oh, okay. 20 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, Taro here makes sense to St Kilda given they've lost battle. He's the come in straight away replacement.
Oh, I've got to type in. No, I don't have to type a name. I'm not typing in the bidded plays.
Fuck, imagine if we could get
What have I
Taro.
missed on the spreadsheet?
Nothing.
No, because we're not putting in the bidded on plays because there would have been too much messing around to shift cells and wasn't having it.
The selection's only for players who are free to be picked that aren't linked to any clubs.
Yeah, so we're still technically up to the 8th free to select player.
We're like the Bunnings of football shows. We're a low-cost operator, right, guys? I've only just worked out how to do GIFs on a screen.
Yeah, only just realised that you can screen share.
I still type with my thumbs on my phone.
As for the links, can we? I don't know. Surely we're able to, because we're showing like the draft footage and stuff. Where we go.
Pick is in, lads. Here we go.
Number 10. Taro does make sense if that's who they go with. Don't mind the Saints' new logo. Not much has changed, but
it's just more sleek. Yeah.
Taro it is.
Alex Taro to the Saints.
Jesus Christ. He's gone 10 from 10, Cal Toomey. That is outstanding. Props to him for that.
Do you reckon he knows?
He's a very good idea.
Recruiters and player managers and everything like that.
All right, lads. So who's left on the table for us for those next 2 picks, 12 and 13? Who are we talking?
Shanahan, Lindsay, Allen. Joe Berry, even there's a chance that we could, if we really rate him.
Yeah.
Berry.
Who do you reckon Melbourne's going? What's your gut on Melbourne? Armstrong?
No, they won't take Armstrong. Armstrong will probably get to Port Adelaide.
Port.
Yeah. It's 50-50 on Allen or Lindsay here.
The other player who is sort of not slipping maybe just yet, but Murphy Reid will be in calculations as well for, I think, the next few picks. And this is going to be the $1 million question is, do we go tall for this next one? So we'll wait and see what Melbourne do first. But then it's going to force great discussion about what should we do.
But it won't matter because we've got 2 picks in a row. So
that's what I mean. No, but I mean like the play type. We'll see who they take and if that impacts what we want to do. Because I had heard that they might have some small interest in Bo Allen as well, but I'm not sure. From a needs perspective, though, you would think that, Bo Allen, Xavier Lindsay, Murphy Reid are probably a bit more in their wheelhouse. Would that be fair enough, Grock?
Yeah, again, I think Lindsay's probably the one that they take. Just offers a bit more versatility and everything. But if there's question marks on Oliver and Petrarca, which there are rumours that 2026 is a interesting year for the Ds with those two. There's a chance that neither of them could be at the Ds beyond 2026. Obviously, both of them were linked to exits this year, Oliver and Petrarca. If that's the case, they'll probably go Bo Allen as is the most likely to fit in there. But I think Lindsay's probably the probably the better player in terms of being able to play, more versatile, well-rounded, all over the park. So
I reckon whichever one they don't pick, I think we will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone asked, where did I see it? Mortal Wombat, good username. Why aren't we Kenan Armstrong? Look, I don't categorically know what's happened there, Mortal Wombat, but for whatever reason, whether it's attitude, character, that can be the only possible thing it is at this point in time as to why he would slide. Because the form, the testing, all that kind of stuff's done and dusted. The only thing I can think of is was something said or happened in an interview that maybe has him sliding down further. Has anyone got any insight there? Is there any other reason why he would slide? Or is it just a case by case? Does he suit a particular club?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was the front runner as the number one key forward through the championships, the way that he marked everything. But then Shanahan's form at VFL threw that into question. Obviously, Shanahan performed very, very well at VFL for an 18-year-old for Essendon's VFL. So that's where clubs sort of thought, well, you've got one who's had exposed form against their peers and another who's got exposed form against much, much bigger, more developed bodies. And that's where Armstrong's,
That's really harsh, S-Mac. Armstrong is 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Brutal. That is brutal.
That is brutal. I think you mean Samson Ryan, mate.
I was thinking the same thing. And Liam McBean.
Yeah, they
Well,
will definitely be
spent their
taking
time
phone
with
calls, mate cake. There will definitely be a lot of talk about potentially sliding down picks, what else they could do. I'm actually shocked there hasn't been a trade of picks yet. And it just goes to show how highly the picks in this draft have been valued by the clubs, because there was so much talk for so long about pick swapping to move up and things like that. But we're yet to see anything. And pick is in for Melbourne. So still no trades. Still no trades, which is very, very interesting. Maybe we won't see any trades until the end.
Lindsay.
Yeah. So Bo Allen. Yeah.
Xavier Lindsay to the D's. Damn, I would have really loved to have got him. He's a very, very good footballer.
Yeah.
That's a good get from Melbourne. It's a
Yep.
very good get.
Well, so far, Tiger Roberts 2 from 2. He's saying he went for Bo Allen in the next pick for us.
Oh, everyone got that one wrong. And we're all gotten that wrong too. Xavier Lindsay.
The next two should be Shanahan and Allen.
I agree, Grok. It's common sense. Common sense.
So, yeah, now becomes the interesting question. Are we taking two midfielders because the whispers today were that we thought we would still get our tall later, or are we going a Bo Allen and then Joe Shanahan?
There were late rumours that I heard today that we are in for potentially taking a big risk at pick 11. And some of the names that I heard were Berry and Hotton.
I mean, as we all know, on raw talent, Hotton was top 10. So it's just a matter of you back yourself to get him right from an ACL injury. And then you got, and as Dario's mentioned too, that Harry Armstrong's still on the board, who was always touted as one of the best forwards, but is sliding rapidly. Berry would be an interesting one too, because he's been linked to Fremantle in pretty much every mock draft I've seen, including all of us here on the board have got him at Freo. Would be a good pick as well. But I expect this first one to be a midfielder. It sounds like it's going to be Bo Allen if we're to believe that we were looking to take him at 6.
I'm with you there, JP. I'm not a fan either.
No, but
crunch time for you, EJ.
Crunch time.
Yeah, with our picks. Is your mail spot on?
No, it's just he was speaking to the player agent and that he was in the ballpark.
So who did you have for these two, EJ?
I've got Bo Allen and Shanahan.
For Shanahan.
For those,
Murphy reads a good shout too. Yeah, Murphy reads a good shout too as an option.
For those Tom Williams questioning while we would be looking at Allen, have a look at his combine results, mate. And he's been playing against men in the waffle.
Yeah, people are looking at his stats and his possessions at waffle level, but he played as a third defender.
Yeah,
a lot at waffle level as well. He wasn't playing as a midfielder for half the year.
So it's the perfect Richmond thing. We get a midfielder and make him a defender. Just like we get forwards and make them defenders and vice versa, as opposed to putting him in their natural positions.
After looking at his highlights, though, I thought he was a really neat player. I don't know, highlights are highlights, I get it. But again, I like the fact he's played against bigger bodies, so he's probably a bit more ready-made. And Bo Allen, I believe, from what we heard, is the player that Uze identified as someone that he felt would fit into his game plan when talking to the recruiting staff. So that's why his name kind of shut up a little bit in calculations for Richmond anyway. 35 on the clock.
Yeah, Tony, Bo Allen is also 191 centimetres, so he's another tall mid.
It seems to be the flavour, doesn't it, tall mids? You wonder what we're doing here. We've got 2 picks. We're not going to trade it. I wouldn't have thought. Pick number 12. Maybe it is just the top 10 that Cal gets access to. I'll be filthy though if they go, oh well, it doesn't impact me because I've already got it wrong. But if they went Shanahan first, and then you've got to get marked down as a cross, but we end up with him anyway, that'd be unlucky.
Yeah, pick is in. I'm blocking the chat.
I've got 40 seconds left, so I might be the last one in.
I got 42 seconds.
Yeah.
36, 35, 34. I'm not reading the chat. We're waiting to see what happens.
I'm not reading the chat either.
Pick is in.
Imagine we take Shanahan there and then go pick 12, trade pick 13 to Jetta West for two of their later picks.
Ooh, okay. I don't mind it. Pick is in. Blair Hartley stood up for this one. Here we go on. Pick 12. Taj Hotton. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Taj Hotton. That is very,
That's the
very
doozy. The doozy has a
doozy. The doozy is here.
My Dr. Phil gift, please. Dr. Phil gift.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, wow.
Taj Hotton, welcome to the Richmond Football Club. That is mate cake. You're right, a big balls pick. Hang on, I've just got to get this up here.
Rewind back to 2 minutes ago when I said we'll take a risk at 11.
There we go. That is the reaction of everybody here. What the hell is going on?
We also need the Ron Burgundy. Boy, that escalated quickly.
What about maybe this one too? Hang on. We could have a dual GIF. The short. The short with the VP. Oh dear. All right, Taj Hotton face. That look did not see that coming that early from us. I always felt like that we were probably a team in position to do that with picks because of how many we've got. It was just a matter if we were going to have the balls to pull the trigger or not. And yeah, we did. What's everyone thinking? Is everyone happy with that one? And look, Dario, I'm not at all concerned about him recovering from an ACL. Not at all concerned with that.
I am absolutely loving this pick. He's the type of player that we're lacking with Bolton gone as that mid forward. But don't underestimate the appointment of Ben Circle, who through our fitness department has extensive experience and is a specialist with ACLs and hamstrings. I think without Circle, we probably don't take this pick.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So we're going 4 mids.
Well, we could go Shanahan here potentially, or maybe they're going Bo Allen. Why not? ACDC, big balls.
I mean, if we go Allen, sorry, go EJ.
Sorry. Well, you've got Shanahan and Armstrong both still on and available. If you look at who they expect each team to pick, there's a fair chance that one of them is going to be available at 18.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, exactly right.
As I mentioned, pick 11, there was the rumours that Hotton was in that mix. And as I said, pick 21, there's a chance that Harry Armstrong is potentially there. So that could make sense why we haven't. If we take Allen there, I reckon that makes sense that one of Armstrong or Shanahan will be there with pick 21.
So even though he didn't play many games this year, one of his big games, he had about 35 touches, 4 or 5 goals, tackles, plays midfield, plays forward, was doing everything. I truly don't think we'll be disappointed with this one at all.
Just hope that those other issues that were maybe whispered about are not true.
Yeah.
Oh, with the foot? Yeah, okay.
If he didn't do his ACL, Hotton would have been a top 5 pick.
And that's why you have to keep in mind, and as sentimental Tiger, that's the luxury of having this many picks, is that you can do something like that. Like we've already got 2 players in that can probably play from round 1 or 2 next year. And if he takes half a year, that's okay too. Yeah, I like it. I love him. I reckon he's going to be a great player. It's a very, very good pick. Go watch his highlights if you haven't already, folks. After this,
I'm just showing you Richmond people this right now. his old man's nickname when he played for Carlton was Sticky, as in hot and sticky. This kid has to be called Sticky as well. Just saying.
Is this son of?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Son of
right.
Hotton, yes.
Okay. Oh,
That's huge. I'm digging that. I'm wrapped that we've done that.
Me too.
It's ballsy, but I like it. I like that we've got the balls to back ourselves in. And I'm pretty sure, the new fitness staff have a big part to do with it.
Yeah. So I reckon
35 seconds left.
We
Because
go forward.
Grog,
Is it tall?
if we don't go forward here, we're bidding on Cacao.
Yeah, small forward bid. So there's a chance here that there's a potential we go Joe
EJ, what the fuck you, Essendon? So do you reckon this maybe could mean a Berry slide up the order if that's the player type we're targeting?
Yeah, or even Tatoli. Cal Toomey said that there's a chance that Tatoli's in there for one of our top first 5 picks. So
if you had to pick between Tatoli and Berry as this next pick, who would you pick?
Probably Berry.
Gee, that's not bad for us. That's not bad for Essendon. They give up 33 and 34 and get Kako and 60 back.
No brainer for Essendon.
Oh.
Can I have a GIF request?
Yes.
Can I please have my Adrian Dodoro GIF?
Oh yes. Hang on. Hasn't he given us a lot of joy over the years, Adrian Dodoro?
And now he's suing the club for an absolute poultice.
There he is, Dodoro. This is glorious. This is the comedic value we bring to the show, folks.
I like you ask for, people.
I like it. Oh, no, I can't see the screen. So surely Essendon are going to match that. Yeah, in fact,
with Taj Hotton having an ACL, that's now 6 players currently on our list recovering from ACLs?
Yeah, well, we've got Juddy Clark, Young, McKelty, Hotton. Is it
Gibcus?
That's 4. Gibcus. Is there one more?
There's one more.
No, I said him.
Oh, it was Naismith.
Yeah, and Naismith.
Naismith. The crayfish. Yeah, Johnny does. He is recovering from it, but I don't think we should be as scared of ACLs as we would have been in the early 2000s. The recoveries are a lot better now. Plenty of players have come back good from ACLs. I'm not too deterred by that.
Who are you wanting here, CB?
Shanahan. If we've gone 3 mids, we have to. I want Shanahan. I think we're going to go, like you said, we're going to go with Bo Allen. I think we're going 4 mids. We're banking on pick 18. Tall being there that we want.
Tell you what, if we don't go at all here, I would start to be believing very strongly we've got other plans for that for next year.
Absolutely.
And Bo Allen's still on the board, who we've been heavily linked with as well. But yeah, I'm so torn. Like, I fully understand and appreciate the need for a key forward because it's, the part of the ground that we're hurting the most. And we can't necessarily rely on Tom Lynch now to make it through a full year. And I'm not saying that a forward here would come in and shoot lights out like Lynch would, but do we have enough current depth to cover in case? Like, you obviously got Samson Ryan will play forward, Campbell Gray will play forward as well. Bauer will play forward. It's just, it's very interesting.
That's the thing.
We've still got Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the record, Kakao, I would have loved that kid at Richmond. I love that kid. He would have been unreal in yellow and black, for the record.
No, anything associated with the Bummers, steer clear.
Oh, Campbell Gray, go easy. He looked all right.
Best available player, says Turbo.
Hello, Turbo.
A lot of people showing some love for Shanahan. Still some calls for Armstrong as well. How's the trainer disrespect? Yeah, he's an interesting slider too. I've got him coming to us in the 20s. I suppose the concussions just feel like they're a deterrent for clubs. But again, it's another risk we can possibly take. Nah, Hotton, I strongly disagree, Ricky. With the second part, Hotton is not a horrible selection. He is a jet. He's a top 5-6 talent. And talent is talent. Like, you can't get enough of that. I agree that we probably need a forward. 2 minutes left on the clock on my screen. I think we've already had the doozy, Jones Racing. I think we've... So with Taj Hotton, Kane's asked, lads, if anyone's got any views on this, who do you think Taj Hotton plays like? It doesn't have to be a Richmond comparison. It can be anyone you want.
It's interesting.
Someone mentioned Rankin.
Yeah, Rankin's a fair shout, actually. I was going to say Bolton, but he's not quite as explosive as Bolton.
Always room for more doozies. We love a doozy. We should just recall it the doozy cast. Minute 20 left on the clock.
West Coast really wanted Taj Hotton. So if we take Hotton and we take Bo Allen...
Now, to add another layer to that, CB, the pick we're about to use is the pick we got for Liam Baker.
Absolutely.
And they've wanted Bo Allen the whole time. If we've taken 14 from them and then taken Bo Allen, who they wanted, that would be one of the greatest troll jobs of all time.
Come on,
yeah,
Tigers.
I could get called up here, Jones Racing. Surely I'm a chance to be picked up. My highlight reel is exemplary. One-handed kicks from the boundary under the duress of a 6-year-old trying to smother the ball. 34 seconds.
Right. Can I just say, if it is Shanahan, I want the "It's Happening" gif.
Yep, we've got that. Yeah. if it is Shanahan or if it isn't?
If it is.
If it is. 16 seconds. Geez, we're cutting it fine here.
Pick is in.
Oh, thank God for that. I'm on 10 seconds.
There's been some real discussions here.
Maybe they're trying to find the "It's Happening" gif as well.
They're getting their bathrobes out. That's what it is.
We timed out.
Pick is in. I'm not looking at the chat. Sorry, chat. We're not looking at the moment. This is gonna be fascinating and really tell a lot about what we're aiming at here with this draft.
Yep. Or what we think is going to be available at the back end of it.
Wait, I just saw it, and if it is...
Jonty Faul.
Oh, man.
Grox, man. Jonty Faul. He's come up well earlier than what I think a lot of people thought.
I think the difference here is he's probably the most well-rounded of the forwards. He can lead up, can take a mark, but he also is defensively minded. He's more competitive than the rest of them, that he runs and tackles and puts pressure on, and he's very good when the ball's on the deck. So I think that sets him apart from all the others.
So, Tom Williams, I'll answer your question on why. He's rated, basically, he's plays like Jack Rewalt, to put it bluntly. Moves like Rewalt.
Wow.
I missed anyone here? Jonty Faul. I think I've got everyone. That's a huge surprise. Jonty Faul going that early. So what about the arguments that we could have got him at 23? Well, I think the plan is to trade 23. So I don't think we're going to actively actually use that pick. Hence why we would have had to have taken him here.
I mean,
this is a good pick. We shouldn't be disappointed with this. This is actually a good pick.
We've been linked to him all year.
I don't think it's a good pick at this pick. There is very, very, very unlikely that he would have been taken by the time our next pick comes around.
Sydney were very, very much into him.
Yeah.
We've been linked to him all year, so it was like, well, if we don't take him, there's probably a very strong chance Sydney took him.
Any danger of my internet working? Oh,
yeah. I'm wrapped with this pick. Let's watch the pick. Wrapped that we got him.
I was just reading. Oh, everyone can read it. It's on the screen.
So there,
4
he was
set
held,
beatings.
he was held goalless only once in the talent league.
So he booted 5 goals in 3 games of the under-18s championships while averaging 8.3 disposals, 3 marks, 4 score involvements. High leaping. So he ended the season with 27 goals from 11 games and an average of 2.5 a game, and he earned a spot in the Talent League Team of the Year. Balance of strong marking, contested dominance, and aerial prowess, which I think are the key points as to why he would appeal in that sense, to make him as a threat inside attack when the ball is in flight. Well, he's proven in moments to be a viable ground level threat despite his size. Okay, interesting. 195 centimeters strengths, marking, contested work, agility, scoreboard impact. Draft range 15 to 30.
What's the picture next to the description, mate?
Hot. I don't know.
Mario.
Targeted advertising.
Gee, I've been stitched up here.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. So we've still got, well, not we've, but in terms of in general, Armstrong, Shanahan, Reed, Trainer still on the board.
You know what this
Very
is for you? Robes out for Job.
All right, so Bo Allen goes to West Coast now. Lock it in.
Yeah, that's yep. Sarge Grock was all over Jonty. Well-rounded pick.
Not yet. I wasn't at Jonty at that pick, but I had Jonty Faul locked to us in our draft and all year.
What? I think I'm trying to just work out what GIF I'm going with here. I think it might be this one. Oh, no, not that one.
There must have been interest in him, Grock. For us to blink, something had to be going down.
Well, trade for Adelaide.
Just a confused GIF. I think I've gone with here.
Port Adelaide moving up for Shanahan. Because West Coast could have taken Shanahan, given that they lost Darling.
So what's the trade recap? So Port Adelaide had given up 16 and 45, and for pick 15, so they wanted to move up a spot. Interesting. Why would they do that? So they're worried that West Coast is going to take their player.
Potentially, probably Shanahan or Armstrong, given that they lost Darling. Because
imagine if Port take Bo Allen.
If they don't take Bo Allen here, that's a poor trade for West Coast.
Yeah, interesting. Well, Port Adelaide have also been linked with Armstrong with how far he slid as well. So maybe that doesn't eventuate either.
Is this Trainer, given that they lost Barris?
Yeah, maybe.
Port Adelaide trade up to make sure that they get Trainer.
Pick is in, because they were quick on it too. No, I don't think he's going to. Well, hopefully, he's not going to be an Adam Patterson, Jonty Faul. Hopefully,
who did West Coast take?
They traded.
They downgraded one pick, so Port Adelaide and then West Coast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're about to find out who the power pick.
They'll pick a key forward.
Joe Berry. Wow, they went Joe Berry.
Wow.
Okay, so Bo Allen's still okay.
So Allen to West,
interesting.
it has to.
I don't think West Coast were ever a threat to take Berry, though, were they? They must have.
There was rumors
felt
going
they
around today that they were doing it. They would have taken Berry to spite Freo.
Of course, they would have. So
if we
that's
had taken Allen, they would have taken Berry.
So they took Joe Berry. So he would have been one that you would have liked to have got in as well, wouldn't he, Grot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would he be deemed the best small forward of the crop?
Yeah, the pure crumbing small forward.
I agree with you, Reese. I think that we are still within a chance for one of Armstrong or Shanahan. And I'm thinking this may be to do with the noise that was around, but it still kind of doesn't explain. I still think we could have taken Faul a bit later as well if we wanted to. But
And given that we've taken Hotton, I doubt we go to Tolley now.
yeah, do you reckon it also puts us out of contention for trainer just from a risk perspective?
Probably, but then again, a concussion's a little bit different to an ACL. So there's a chance that we probably go Harrison Oliver with one of our picks now.
I would love us to get Murphy Reid. He is a Shane Edwards 2.0 in some of the stuff I've seen, but he's slipping down the list a little bit as well.
That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Cameron. I don't think. Well, the only forward I thought that they might go would be a project forward like a Whitlock, because they've got Cadman, they've got Hogan, they've got Stringer now. So they're kind of set in that department. So it wouldn't really make too much sense for them to go forward they want to play now, but maybe they want to go a bit of a project forward because Hogan's heading towards the end of his career potentially.
Jedward West have also been linked to Job Shanahan a lot in a lot of mock drafts as well.
Oh, really? Okay. So he's still on there. Yeah, I'm with you, RC. I think they would go Whitlock as well from just a future planning purpose. Dan reckon the Dogs will take Reid. I mean, anyone who picks him up is going to be a good pick for him. But you would think now. Okay.
The Dogs are going to have an interesting choice if Reid's still there, because they'll have Reid, Hannaford, and Oliver, who they all really rate, and Cooper Hines as well. So they're going to have a tough time there.
So now it's the Bo Allen battle between West Coast and Fremantle. Surely he doesn't slip through both of them.
So there's a slight chance we can nab Cooper Hine now.
Yep, there's a chance he'll be there. I doubt we take him though.
I wouldn't be. The people sort of crack up on Jonty Faul. I don't understand why people are upset with it. Like, it's actually a really solid, like a really good pick.
Yeah, but it's because the other key forwards have been rated ahead of him for the last couple of months. So it's coming as a surprise, and it's caught people off guard.
I think the thing with, as I said, Faul that sets him apart is it's his defensive work. He's the one that works hard to pressure and lock the ball in, whereas Shanahan and Armstrong, once the ball hits the deck, they're next to, I don't want to say useless, but they're not very effective once that happens.
Pick is in for the Eagles. Surely this is Bo Allen, gents. I'll be shocked. Bo Allen, there it is. I was kind of coming around to him playing for us as well. So the fact he's gone from being in pick 6 talks to pick 16 is, very interesting. Very interesting. There you go. Bo Allen to the West Coast Eagles.
I got their name.
I think that kind of felt like a natural selection for the Eagles anyway, being a Perth product, and it was always going to probably come down to them or Fremantle. I've got Bo Allen later here. I don't think so. No. He's a solid player. I know there's a few people knocking him, but I didn't mind him. I think he'll go well for the Eagles. So we've still got Shanahan and Armstrong are on the table. So who's up next? Fremantle. So they were obviously heavily linked to Joe Berry for quite a while. So I wonder if they maybe then cast their eyes at a Tolley if they were after a small forward, or do they try and go for an Armstrong or a Shanahan to put down forward with Amos and Luke Jackson when he's down there as well? What do we think Freo's needs might be now based on who's left?
The Tolley, Hannaford even. with the rumours that Darcy could potentially even be traded, they could even be in the mood for one of the Whitlocks. So keep an eye out for that.
Tiger Typewriter says Lawler is wrapped. Smiley is joining him. They'd spoken about it before today. Good sign there, mates. Oh, there you go. And Faul played with Lawler as well at the Rebels. Interesting. Apparently, Carl Toomey on Gettable, or someone on Gettable, said that Faul is a typical Richmond key forward. Is that a good thing? What does that mean? Is that because from a defensive standpoint? I'm not sure what that fully means. So how's everyone feeling so far with our picks? So we've gone Lawler, Smiley, Hotton, and Jonty Faul so far. Are we comfortable with that type of haul so far? There's two surprises in there, I think, at the picks they went at.
Just Hotton. Kid's out for the whole year with the. I understand the talent, but he's out for the whole year. That's a year he's out of an AFL system.
Well, he did it back in April or May, so he'll be back kind of mid-season, I would think.
Yeah, the buy will be about when he starts ramping up.
But I dare say we'll be very conservative and take our time getting him in. But yeah, he won't be based on recovery. He won't be missing the full season, which is good. It'll just depend on if he gets fit enough to get into the side. Yeah, definitely Jeff in the club we trust. No, I don't know, John. Time will tell. I don't think we stuffed the Hotton one up. I reckon that's a brilliant pick. Jonty Faul, the verdict's going to be out, I suppose, in a few years, but it sounds like he's very well-rounded.
Nah, Clayton, two different players. Jonty's your mobile key forward, and Kalina's your big lumbering ruckman.
A big man. Because we're going to re-rookie him, aren't we, I believe?
Yeah, Peter, I understand that, but we've also brought in our new high-performance manager who specifically is a specialist in treating and rehabbing ACL and chronic hamstring injuries. As I said, I doubt we would have taken Hotton if we didn't have Circle at the club.
Imagine Louis getting his hands on him. Jesus.
Imagine Louis getting his hands on Lawler as well.
There you go. So apparently Hotton's already running. Now with Kalina, I don't want to say he's a spud. I don't necessarily agree with that. What I will say is that if we didn't mismanage his back injury, I don't think he would still beat the club, but I think we're doing the right thing by him and us to give us both a chance to see what he can do under the right conditions. Freo pick is in. Murphy Reid, god damn it. That's a good pick. That's a big slide, I reckon, Murphy Reid. Murphy Reid at 17 for Fremantle. That is huge. I really like Murphy Reid. From the bits and pieces I saw of him, for me, I always felt like he looked like Shane Edwards 2.0 with his quick hands out to plays in space to release people. And I think they'll definitely benefit from that. I reckon that's a very good pick.
One more thing on Jonty Faul for people. One of the other things that the club really liked about him was his resilience. He was held goalless once and one goal against another club, and in the return games, he kicked 5 and 4 against the same opponent. So he didn't let that get to him. He's a strong character, very strong mentally. So
definitely a bargain for Freo. Shanahan and Armstrong both still on the board. That's a very good pick for Freo. Yeah, I do like him.
Oh, yeah, I wonder what the knock on Reid was, because he was a top 6-7 pick for the best part of this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he slid so much. Yeah, he does have very good vision. That's what stood out for me when watching all this stuff was his vision. The Giants are on the clock next with back-to-back picks. So this will be interesting. Do we think they're going to go for a tall type as a future-proof plan for Jesse Hogan when they've still got Armstrong on the board, Shanahan on the board, Whitlock's on the board, or are they going to go someone a mid-size or a forward, a smaller forward?
I reckon they go Shanahan and maybe Harry Oliver. Especially with Nick Haynes retiring, they need another medium-sized defender, and Oliver is very, very solid.
And it's kind of an interesting point that RFC Centre makes, that if they take Armstrong, you could almost be certain that Shanahan would be there at our next pick, because I just don't think the Bulldogs need a tall forward when they've got Hugo Hagan, they've got Norton, they've got Sam Darcy. Like they're not in the market for a key forward. So you would assume that if Armstrong or Shanahan's taken with one of these GWS picks, the other one should still be there with our pick 18 if we wish to take him.
Keep in mind, Liberatore a year older, McRae gone, Caleb Daniel gone.
Yeah, he went to the Roos. Yeah,
Caleb Daniel went to Kangaroos for pick 35.
And
he's topping up his pension fund.
But my point is, they actually need a quick midfielder. They need to get. They don't need a key. They actually need a midfielder in there. The Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are not in the market for a key forward whatsoever. A lot of people showing some love for Harry Oliver. I think we're a chance, Smack, for trainer, and I'm not against it because, again, similar to Taj Hotton, on talent alone, he was ranked number 1 or 2 best intercept defender in the draft, and it's just been the head knocks that have probably deterred people, which is a fair enough thing, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Bulldogs like Cooper Hines, Tom's heard.
Yeah, I expect the Bulldogs to go Hines or Hannaford.
Well, here's a question though. So let's assume that that Shanahan or Armstrong get through to us at 18 as an option. Do we think Sydney would take a tall forward? Like, would we risk taking a Detoli at 18 to make sure Sydney don't get him, and then go the tall at 20? Or are the Swans maybe a chance to jump in front, EJ, and take one of those leftover talls? Given they're not.
Going on what Grock said earlier about them being into Faul a little bit, you'd have to think then that one of their fallback plans would be other available tall forwards.
Yeah. That's why I've got them in my mock taking both Whitlocks. I reckon they probably go both, just in case Logan McDonald decides to go back to WA in the next couple of years.
And that'd be good for all of us, wouldn't it, Grock, if the Whitlocks both went.
Absolutely. But I'm watching the Foxtel coverage, and they were interviewing Murphy Reid, and they said to Murphy Reid's parents, "Tigers fans are here," and he's like, "We were."
Oh, jeez. It's a good pick. It kills me, but it's a good pick. 10 seconds for the Giants. Get your picks in.
This will be. I reckon they're tossing up between Armstrong or Shanahan here.
Well, they've got 2 picks. Just why not?
Well, that's exactly right.
Good chat. On you, Dicko. What are the Giants doing? Is the pick in? Here we go. Pick is in. I'm reckoning they go 1 tall, 1 mid with their back-to-back picks.
A tall and a defender, I reckon.
What if they take the Tolly from us?
I'd be pissed if that had happened if we didn't get Hotton.
Oliver Hannaford going to the
Really?
Giants.
So there's the small forward / midfielder.
So he was kind of thereabouts on the draft board. So we can now say with certainty that, well, not with certainty, but almost certainty that one of Armstrong or Shanahan should be there at 18 if we wish to take one. Yep. Which is huge.
I really want Cooper Hines to be on the board now.
Yeah. So, unless the Dogs play funny buggers and take one of them and move Norton down back.
Richmond Robert just said a rude word and said, "I was told we wanted him." So apparently the pick that just went Oliver Hannaford. Apparently, the Tigers were fans of his.
Yeah, interesting. How's your names there looking, EJ? Have you still ticked some boxes, or you've gone all red like the rest of us?
I've gone to absolute pot.
So yeah, we're going. Okay, so do we think we're going to go? So this is what will be interesting. If we do go another tall, maybe we aren't going to trade for someone next year. If we don't, I still think it's a sneaky chance.
So the word on Armstrong is he may have an attitude problem.
Yeah,
they're wondering why he slid. There are knocks around.
Yeah. Apparently, did an interview very well at a couple of clubs.
And that's what I was thinking, because like the games are done, the testing's done, everyone knows what he can do ability wise. So it could only have been an interview thing, because that's the only sort of thing that can change a selection once that's all sort of said and done.
Geez,
so there you go. That's it.
GWS are just wasting everyone else's time here. They're going to take their full 10 minutes, the bastards.
Me. So here's I suppose. I'll go.
So just on Hannaford, he actually was number one for agility at the combine.
Yeah, right. Okay.
7.9 222, I think, from memory. Sub 8 seconds in the agility test.
So if we have the option of Armstrong and Shanahan, and you got Armstrong's a better kick, Shanahan a better mark, what do you prioritize? What do you believe is more teachable to bring that part of their game up?
For us, I'd go Shanahan over Armstrong. Take the marker, because then you've got Faul who can crumb at ground level. You've got Hotton, Clark, Rioli.
Well, let's face it, we haven't had Tom Lynch for 2 years, so we need something urgently that can actually clunk a grab. There's no offence to Samson Ryan, unfortunately, but he hasn't come on in a way we would hope at this stage.
And that's the thing, CB, is some of these key forwards, or Jonty Faul, and if we take a Shanahan and Armstrong, they could be a legitimate chance to be required to play at senior level next year, just based on history. I think Campbell Gray might get a crack before them. Bowers up there as well. The Faul will be missing for most of the year. So there's a real chance that they could see some game time if picked.
Correct. Nothing's off the table after last year.
Geez, Kane's pushing for a Whitlock. Whitlock, Shanahan. No, we can't take a Shanahan and win a Whitlock. Jesus. GWS might go trainer here. Shane reckons Sydney are taking Armstrong. Phil with Tash Hotton out for most of the years now. First round pick.
GWS pick is in.
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back by the mid-season bye, Phil. Pick 19, the Giants take Harrison Oliver. We've got the choice of arms. Oh, well, we should. But Harrison Oliver to the GWS Giants.
Well, I was right, and they were going to take it. I was right in the fact that they took a forward and a defender. Oliver to them makes sense because they lost Nick Haynes this year as well, so he's the replacement.
So so
that's not a bad pick there, Harrison Oliver.
Who's the best midfielder left out of everyone?
I think the best pick for the Dogs here is Cooper Hines. He's a mid forward. He's a big fella too. I reckon it would fit in well.
But do the Dogs here, do they go potentially Luke Trainer as like a defender?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, again, their key defenders. So Rory Lobb was a mate. They put him back second half of the year, and it worked out for half a year.
Yeah. We've got Jones as well. He's back at the Dogs, isn't he?
But he's old, mate. He's in his 30s, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
He's 34.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go Trainer here, or they could even potentially go a forward, one of Armstrong or Shanahan, and then move Norton back.
Or they could take the Whitlock who swings.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they do go tall here.
Fair call, Lou. I apologise for, so that's a good shout. He's looking pretty nice from a size perspective in the pre-season stuff we've seen so far.
He's bulked up massively, Fawcett.
The tap. Wonder if we will see him early. That's a good shout. Good shout, Lou. The tap. Very big pick coming up here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I think we can categorically rule out a tall forward. So then it's just some other names on the board. We've got, Cooper Hines, Luke Traynor. You would take a shot at. Could they entertain a Detoli?
Detoli, given that they lost Caleb Daniel, possibly.
So you probably rule out both Whitlocks here as well.
Probably not Matt. Matt as a defender, probably not. You wouldn't rule him out. But
Bulldogs could take Moraes. Well, that would be a tick for me if that happened. Fawcett's been upgraded to a hydrant. I like it.
Could even be Lockie Jacks here as that halfback replacement for Caleb Daniel as a smaller type runner as well.
He looked really nice, actually. Lockie Jacks. The Talia Lambert type, and that's why I think we'd love to have him, I think. So then, this would be interesting. Do you go, so for our pick, would you be going the tall, or would you try and make sure you get to Tolly before Sydney get access to him, knowing that you're still going to get one of Armstrong or Shanahan, even if they take one of them? I would go to Tolly first.
Yep. Agree.
Hey, do you have the panda gif?
One that I said?
Yes.
Right.
For which player?
If the bull, sorry, Grok.
Be your reaction if the Dogs take Hines.
Yes, correct.
And then it will also be our reaction if we take Whitlock next.
double use, yeah.
It'd be my reaction if we take Whitlock, or if Sydney take Detoli and he's still there.
Oh.
I think we'll take a tall and a small as well, but I would do it in reverse order. On the assumption the Bulldogs don't take a tall, if Armstrong and Shanahan are both available, I think we have to do Detoli at 18. Then it doesn't really matter what Sydney do, because we'll still get one of Shanahan or Armstrong, which I think is a huge win.
You know what we do? We know that GWS liked Shanahan, so we take Shanahan and Armstrong, and then we trade Shanahan and a first next year for Cadman.
Cadman, that's future planning. Jesus. Pick is in for the Bulldogs.
If we guess the strategy, see how well we went with our thinking.
Watch them take a key forward and make us all look stupid. The Bulldogs with pick 20. Come on, Andrew Dillon. Get on with it.
Get the panda out.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm gutted.
Cooper Hine is off the board. EJ's man.
Gee, the old girl's going hard there. She's dry rooting him.
This is live scenes at EJ's house right now. He's cracked it. He's flipping shit. Jesus.
Man, I'm gutted. I'm gutted. Oh, we were so close.
Closer than you think.
What was it? What was that expression? What was that new segment? We were a lot closer than you think.
Yeah.
I can't pick the next one, boys. I think Detoli.
I think
I'm going Detoli.
I'm as flat as a shit carter's hat.
EJ's had enough.
He's my man, but I don't think we go to Tolly given that we've gone.
Oh, you can't back out now, Grok. Jesus.
No, but I get what Grok's saying with Hotton. I get it.
Are they different types though?
Similar,
are they too similar?
Hotton's probably more athletic and more impactful, but Detoli is also solid up around the ball as well. I just think they'll play very similar positions at AFL level.
Any small crumbing forwards in that lot there, boys, that we need to consider?
Well, there could be players further off that list that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there a bolter?
No, we've already got a bolter.
Oh, yes.
It could be
Seamless.
for us. It could be a Tom Gross or a Lockie Jacks or anything like that here.
Hamish Davies?
We've been linked to Davies as well.
Hamish Davies, maybe?
Davies and Tatoli are the two small forwards still left.
I'll say Hamish Davies. I'm going with
Get
Robert.
Get the panda ready, Michaels, because I have a feeling that Grok's going to break his computer when we select Jack Whitlock.
No, I'll have it ready. It's on standby.
Just get it. I'm just saying, just get it ready.
Apparently, Elga is the next best crummer. I don't know much about him, to be fair. But so we're going tall here. Is that what we're thinking?
Nah, I'm saying small.
You're saying small? Mate, is Trainer a shout here?
We've got to take Shanahan. Surely.
I wouldn't be against Trainer.
We take a small and it leaves Shanahan or what's his name on the table?
Or Armstrong.
Two talls.
Imagine if one of Shanahan or Armstrong get to our first pick in second round. The offers that we'd be getting for that pick would be insane.
What's everyone else in chat want? What do you want for this next pick? Pick 18. We've got a Harry Armstrong. Please no Whitlocks. James Barrett, a huge chance here too. A small, we'll get a tall their next pick. Shanahan says Reese. We'll go small, says Josh. Dodson for Ruckstock. I think he could probably be a night too, maybe. Trainer, I'm kind of on that bandwagon, DR. I don't mind that.
Trainer,
the only reason we might go tall is if we think Sydney's going to take who we want, if that makes sense, before the next pick.
Sydney are going to take a tall. It just makes sense for them. They need it with their list.
Correct, right? So that's what we'll be thinking.
Kelly wants the Tolly. Look, I think it's just worth flagging again. This speaks volumes about whatever Harry Armstrong did in an interview. The fact he's gone from at pick 5 at Melbourne was where he was originally touted, and I got flamed for putting a video up that he might get to our pick 10, and he could be there at our pick 20.
I'd love to Tolly as like my man, but I just don't see it happening with the picks that we've taken now.
Collingwood's recruited well so far tonight.
Oh, bang! I like it. 25 seconds. Blair's doing his thing. Casinos.
Yes.
Blair's not wearing his Oakleys. I'm not convinced.
There's no styles there. It's going to be a dud pick.
Pick is in for the Tigers. No, yeah. Oh, no. There's a bit of a good nod there from Livingston. He's like, I like it. Hopefully we like it too. Just stay up there on the stage.
Uze looks
21.
ecstatic.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Luke Trainer. Yeah, I like it. Ballsy, I like it. That is huge. That is a top 10 talent, maybe even higher at 21.
2. He was picked 2 before concussions. North Melbourne rated him that highly, which is why once the concussions came out, they changed to Taro.
I don't mind that. We've got a plethora of picks. You can take picks like this, I think. I know that might divide a lot of people, but he's a seriously good player.
He's very similar to James Sicily, and what club wouldn't want a James Sicily?
That's a huge pick.
And that's one of the benefits of having so many picks. We can take the risk.
I think that will pay off long term. I know people are going to have question marks on the concussion stuff. I get it. But but he's been pretty good for the last little while. So again, this is one of those picks where we have to sit back and trust the club's done their full due diligence on this. We've got a new fitness team. There's all types of medical testing and access and shit like that. They would have not done their checks, if that makes sense. So welcome, Luke Trainer. I'm digging that one.
I actually just had a look at my picks. I had us taking him, but at pick 20.
Yeah.
There you go.
With our next pick.
He looks ecstatic, the kid. Love it. He is pumped. I've got to find out what gift we're thinking for this one.
So we've gone I don't know. We've gone mid, key forward, key back.
Yeah.
All right. I've
I
gone with this GIF. A little bit of celebratory dance. We got
I really like this pick because the with Trainer, that's going to be our next rants and grinds for the next 10 years with Gibcus as the intercepting third tall types.
Hey, I haven't been able to actually fully hear the interview, but I'm seeing a lot of comments saying what a great interview. What was he saying? Can anyone shed some light? What an interview. Oh, I think it's an okay risk, Stephanie. It's an okay risk. He's wearing a tiger scarf. He loves it someplace. To know to get that out of the way. Yes, that is correct. Grandson of Doug Wade. One of the guys at my work actually was talking to the family the other day. There you go. I was actually talking about Luke Trainer at lunchtime in the lunchroom. Loves the Tigers. Trainer could go forward too. Best mark in the draft by far. Doesn't give us the ability to flick someone else forward. Interesting.
And again, if he doesn't work out, we've still got Gibcus as that tall type. If both of them come on, even better. But with the picks that we have, this was a free swing.
Mate, I'm telling you, Trainer, Faul, Smiley, Lawler, Hotton, very, very good picks. This has actually been a very, very good draft for us so far. Very good haul.
Good call here, Patrick. Looks like he's ready to prove his worth. He does. He looks fairly determined.
I didn't use this on Monday night, Michaels. But
he loves it. He loves the Tigers. Look at him. Get around him.
Absolutely loves it.
Hey, don't rub his head too hard, boys. Might knock him out.
So someone was asking in the chat how tall he is. He's 194.
Yeah. But I didn't use this term on Monday night, Michaels, but this grass got me bricked up.
Was he a Tiger supporter? Someone said he's a Tiger supporter.
Yeah, is he a Tiger supporter or they just have a Tiger scarf on hand?
GIF request. Can we please do my clamation one where he's smoking the cigar?
Oh, hang on. We've got to pick in. We will do that, yes. We'll see what this is first, and then we'll get you.
Shanahan or Armstrong? Even a Whitlock.
The Armstrong.
They're going to take Jack Whitlock.
Jesse Tatoli. Oh, rule one away.
Bastards.
Oh.
One away. He's got a Sydney scarf on. He already had the scarf on before the pick was read.
Are you okay, Grog?
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I would have loved to have seen him in the yellow and black. But Trainer and Hotton as players and Jonty Faul have sort of softened the blow.
We have absolutely shit the bed with this mock draft. Even Toomey's gone. It's been an absolute doozy of a draft.
You tooted your horn after you got 3 in a row.
I was happy with 3 in a row. I've got nothing since. Bombed out everything else.
Surely we're not going another tall now that we just took Trainer.
They have to.
We have to?
I mean, unless we go, someone like Lucky Jacks or Christian Moraes or Tom Gross or something like that. I just think right now
it's CB.
There we go. Luke Trainer. There it is.
I just think right now with Armstrong and Shanahan still on the board, this is a pure talent-based pick take it.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
So I had Sydney taking Totoli with that second last pick of the first round.
Who'd you have, EJ? Sorry.
So Sydney have taken it with pick 19. I had them taking it with 22. I had them taking Totoli, but at 22.
Ah, okay.
So I've got a couple to the right club, just at the wrong
Yeah,
slot.
yeah.
Jeez, there's a lot of blood on the page there, boys. A lot of blood on the page.
Yeah, no, we've not done well. Like I said, early days were looking real good, and then not so much afterwards.
And that's the thing. This whole draft, it was a question mark of like there were so many unknowns.
We have 2 more picks, so we've got this pick coming up, and then we've got pick 23. But I feel like that might be traded, maybe not, depending on who's left. But my thought all along was 23 would get traded for a future first. No, there's definitely lots of red there. Well, like to see all of you do better. Don't criticize us, Jesus. No, it's always the tricky part with mock drafts. It's literally all just guesswork.
Yeah, I mean, and generally with most of the drafts, people get most of the top 10 right, and then it goes to shit. That's just how it is, because situation changes. So
Yeah, no worries, Ox. No worries, mate.
What?
Go with the Herald Sun. Sam McClure.
Look at CB throwing shade at us now. Jesus Christ.
oh, CB didn't have the balls to put one up, and now he's throwing shade.
I have no bet. I am so glad I wasn't involved in any of that. I can hang as much shit as I want and say I was right.
Fox Footy player comparison update. Horn Francis, Bond, Rankin, Lynch, and Ridley. You take those comparisons if they eventuate? Absolutely.
The Lynch and Ridley ones I disagree with. It's more a Rewalt and Sicily type.
Oh, Ridley and Sicily fairly similar, aren't they?
I'm here with S-Mac. I'm here with S-Mac in the chat. I'd put a bid in on Sam Marshall here, stuff him.
Well, we haven't. We're pickers in. That's a good point, though, EJ. That bid hasn't come in yet, which we thought was going to happen a lot earlier.
I had
Look at him.
I had Sydney bidding at 22.
Well, Tim Livingston, he's got a dirty grin on him. They know we've taken the piss here with something. A lot of laughter. Pick 23. Harry Armstrong.
I got my boy. I know he's got an attitude problem.
Oh, that's why they're laughing, because this kid was meant to go pick 5 to Melbourne, and we've just taken him at pick 23.
We've got 3 key position players. How good's this?
Yep.
And the thing is we got 3 mids. We wanted mids. We got 3 mids early, and now we've hit need.
Wow.
This is a very impressive draft. I am extremely happy with this.
Yeah.
Now my video on him getting to pick 10 all of a sudden looks not so bad.
Give us.
Oh, you want to keep going for this one?
Have you got the oof gift?
No, I've got a DiCaprio nod, Antonio Banderas. It's happening.
All of them. Do them all.
Cuban cigar lit. Wow, that's a cracking pick. I know we probably spent 3 or 4 minutes on explaining why he slid this far with the attitude, but Jesus, the kid can kick a footy, right? One of the most highly touted key forwards in the draft. All right, we'll roll with this one first. Hang on. Keep chatting amongst yourselves, fellas, while I get this teed up.
Oh,
I'm just watching his highlights again because I'm just gonna.
There you go, Blair. Don't.
That's CB right now. The old Antonio Banderas.
You don't understand. I wanted Smiley and Armstrong, and I'm happy to take Lawler. I got the 3 I needed, and Faul I was happy with as well. The fact that we got Trainer on top of that, and even Tash Hotton, like, fuck, we've fucking nutted this draft. We've nutted it.
I think it's time for this one too. It's happening.
Oh,
Yeah, that qualifies as a genuine doozy at that pick.
Oh, absolutely it does. It kind of makes sense now why Livo was pissing himself laughing. This will be interesting to see how he speaks about this.
I posted a GIF in the Tiger Cast private chat. That's CB, the one that I posted.
All right, let's get to some comments in the chat. Okay, Armstrong, let us know your thoughts about Armstrong in chat, folks. We'll pop a few up. Cuban Cigar lied. This draft is orgasmic. So all these kids play round one or bust. S-Max just putting a line through half of them who don't play. Yes, all Vic boys, Herbie. Holy moly, what a pick. Bathrobe CB. There's a lot of call for bathrobes, gents. Snoop Dogg's rolling the joints, fellas. Faul and Armstrong, very complimentary keys. Party times is DR. Jonty was going to be taken early. Booyah. Uze's got some toy boys. Doing those cartwheels over the moon.
Yes, I did say to RFC earlier in the week if we got Armstrong at 11, I'd be doing cartwheels, and here we are.
$2 in the swear jar for CB. Good shout.
Fuck yeah, make it 4.
Talent-wise, draft is amazing. Trent Gilling like a schoolgirl. If he's happy, I'm happy. Matty Lloyd is right behind this kid as well, by the way. I think he's taught him his goal kicking. Blair's a genius. I tell you what, lads, we're getting very, very close to a Blair Hartley statue, might I say, at the front of Hunt Road. So stoked with that. Lockie Jakes. Yeah, I've heard good things too.
Our next pick, all on is Dodson or Jerine, and we're done.
We don't need another tall. We can go back to smalls, can we?
No, Dodson is the best ruck.
Yeah, I'd like a ruckman, and that will top everything off.
You can always recruit. You can always get a ruckman in. Look at Marich. Cost us look at bloody Nankervis. Cost us pick 45. You can get him.
The one thing though with Dodson is Dodson wins his own ball. He averaged 24 possessions over his last 3 games with like 40 odd hitouts.
Yeah, I mean,
Paul's loving it.
We're not using a top 10 pick on ruck here.
Yeah,
you know, it's we're not going early with it, so.
And he's thereabouts as well. It's not like it's going to be a massive reach either.
I'm with RFC Centre. I wouldn't mind Jake's on the assumption we can get. Oh, well, we probably don't want the first pick of the next round, do we? So maybe we can't get both. Wow, that's a
Tiger Typewriter. How will the media rate our night? A- or B+?
They won't give us an A+, even though everyone is.
That's magnificent.
He's so nailed it. He's just so nailed that.
That's a good call from Clayton as well. The Jake Batchelor is going to be loving life in the VFL when these boys aren't playing seniors. He's got plenty of talent at his disposal. That's huge. Did anyone in chat think we were going to end up with Harry Arm pre-draft? Like we obviously know now he slid a bit, but pre-draft, how many people in chat and you guys did you think we would end up with Harry Armstrong? I don't think anyone would have thought he was going to make it past the 10. And look, maybe, and this is probably hopeful speaking here, but maybe the slide is a kick up the arse for whatever happened to make him slide, if that makes sense. Like if, I don't know, maybe there's something in that, but this is where you got to back your club in to get the best out of a player like him, and that is a super pick. And John, I think that's a fair call too, that we've taken those players, probably knocks it on the head for next year.
And Chris Herbert said 3 Sandy Dragons players, Armstrong, Hotton and Trainer. Add to that with did we get 2 Rebels players?
Yeah, Faul and Lawler.
Yeah, right. So it's good because there's already connection.
Yeah.
Cody Angove.
General Ford. I've not heard of Cody Angove.
I'm going to put another GIF into our personal chat, boys, because it's just the draft is over for me now. I'm done. I'm going to put one more in.
I put 100 GIFs into the chat.
I needed a million.
See my next one.
I tell you what, the one I'm disappointed I didn't put in was the Daffy Duck one. Disappointed. For those who are on the Big Footy thread, you'll know which one I'm talking about. Smiley Eastern Rangers as well. The boys will know each other. Yeah, I don't think we'll take Shanahan now.
No.
S-Max gone with the pun here. An absolute Jonty Hall of a draft. Very nice. Well done. Well played. I like that. Very good.
Can you please put my GIF in? Can you just put my GIF in for the pick that just went to GWS? Because that's how I feel about things right now. For the rest of it.
Wait, where did you send it? Oh, hang on.
I put it in our chat on Big Footy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hang on.
The gift that we need for this one is Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is that guy?
You'll love mine. It's just the pants are off. I don't care now. I just don't care.
Vince, I'm looking for that one. The guy on the chair in the cartoon. I'm looking for it to paste.
Randy Marsh.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is how I feel about that pick that just went to GWS.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Here we go. It gives a shit.
I just don't care anymore. I don't care.
We are loving life. Share screen. What do I want back? I want that one back. Jesus, annoying. I can't do this side by side. I've got to keep fucking closing things and opening things. Anyway, all worth it though. I just your other one, Grok, that you put in there.
Yeah. That's
actually, I might copy. I'll copy and paste it. Copy and paste it.
That's my space after this draft.
So what are we thinking of the last pick? Because there was always speculation that we would trade it, but now I'm not so sure.
I reckon we take this pick, the last one of the round, and trade 24.
Yeah. Take Dodson and walk away.
Yep.
So is he deemed the best ruck available?
Yeah.
Yep. He's very athletic, very mobile, racks up the ball. He's very good at
think Luke Jackson. Like he's good on the ground as well.
Or early days Brodie Grundy with his ability to find the ball.
Yep.
Hell, better yet, why not reward it? Go Sam Davidson just for the lols.
Good on the Swans. They put a bid in for Marshall.
Yeah.
That's how Grok's feeling at the moment. All right, so what did they do? So Sydney put in a bid, did they?
Yeah, Sydney put in a bid for Marshall.
Yeah, nice. Lions
have to give away pick 43 and 44. They get 57 back and Marshall. So that's
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose we all thought they were going to do that earlier. Out of interest for those watching, has it been enjoyable, entertaining? Like, these ones are always hard to do because you're kind of at the mercy of delays on telecast and not knowing how things are going to pan out. But hopefully you've all had fun, and we appreciate everyone's love and support tuning in as well. Then we've got almost 340 people watching live at the moment, and it's been at that for a while. So we appreciate everyone stopping by. Something a little bit different. Marshall bit is
also,
in.
Though, like the interaction of the people commenting and talking to us as well. And we're also, it's basically a big room of about God knows how many tiger heads all in a room having a chat. It's not just us four blokes on the screen.
Yeah, it's all about
wonderful.
That's right. It's all about the engagement with everybody. That's why, even though I haven't always agreed or aligned with other people's thoughts on who we should take, I've loved seeing all the different views and the different takes on how it should play out. It's been awesome.
I'll tell you what, the room turned once we chose Taj, Hotton, and Jonty Faul, but we're all back. We're all back on
we're back. We're back, folks. We're on a group hug now.
Everyone was shell shocked as soon as we took those two picks. They started panicking.
Now, I dare say the answer to that question could have been a lot different had we taken two Whitlocks, is what I'm thinking.
If we had taken the two Whitlocks, that panda would have been, every pick.
Panda.
Panda.
Michaels, I've just put after we make our next pick, I've just put in a picture of basically what Blair Hartley would be doing as he puts the last pick in.
Is this in the
In the chat where you've just got the last couple of gifts.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll save that one.
You like that one?
Yeah. All right, I've got that one in there. That's there, ready to go.
I put one in as well. So after that's Blair Hartley leaving Marvel.
Tell me it's Vince McMahon.
Oh, no. I love that one too. Gift game, not bad, fellas. Not bad. I'll save that one too.
Yeah, Blair Hartley's office has been repainted white.
I can't believe how good we've gone in this draft.
So, who and everyone watching as well, what's been your biggest surprise packet for Richmond so far tonight? For me, it was probably, I mean, the Armstrong one aside, because that's just batshit crazy. But the Taj Hotton one is definitely the surprise to me, and it's probably one I'm really happy with. I kind of always felt we might take a risk on Luke Traynor. I didn't think we would do both, but I'm not against it either. What's everyone else thinking? What's your biggest shock move from us so far?
Hotton?
Yeah. Hotton and Jonty at the picks that they went are probably the two biggest shocks.
But in a way,
Armstrong being available late.
But in a way, it's almost like the Jonty Faul and the Armstrong picks just got flipped. If we had have taken Armstrong,
at
Faul, I mean, we would have been sitting here comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
it's ultimately made no difference, has it? Everyone's kind of got what they wanted, just not in the same order. Which has worked out. Yeah, I'm actually with you, don't argue. One of the biggest shocks for me is that we've used every pick so far. I truthfully didn't think we would, and I've been pretty public about that as well. I think a lot of people thought we would trade, but I suppose when it comes down to, and you've still got someone like Harry Armstrong still on the board, you're not trading the pick, are you? You got to roll with it.
But we had 8 or 9 free players open spot lists as well. So.
Well, that's the thing as well is we've got the list spots to do it, so it's not like we had to get rid of him. It was just probably. A lot of people thought we would only take 6 selections in this draft. So that's kind of gone in the face of what a lot of popular opinion was.
Well, there was the video of Uze talking to the players saying that there'll be 8 new kids sitting there in a couple of weeks. Maybe we're taking all 8.
Maybe. And he did say that in the video, and we flagged it, and it was like, oh, did he kind of allude to it? But yeah, it's interesting. The Whitlock's us on the board, Liam, and I dare say they may be through to round 2 potentially. And again, I suppose I do want to reiterate. I know that Hotton and Traynor are risks, but there comes a point where you have to back the club in to have done the proper medical checks to make sure they're comfortable with where everything's at on that front and that they can get the best out of these players. I don't think, years and years ago when we were picking players like Oakley Nichols and shit like that, then you'd maybe be a bit more concerned if we were taking flight risks. But now I don't see it like that as much. I think you got to back them in. This is just Christmas. That's why we're wearing the hat. That's why we're wearing it. Draftmas. Merry Draftmas, everybody.
So Lions match the bid. They get Marshall. Swans are on the clock. Who are the Swans taking here?
I still think it's tall. Maybe they take Jobe. Because Amadi doesn't shoot the lights out, does he? He obviously had that 9-goal game or whatever it was, but the gap between his best and worst is pretty significant. I don't know if they've got much else in the reserve there. So you would probably guess, Jobe Shanahan might be an option.
I really like who's the part-time ruck, part-time forward, the other big lump. Swans?
Jaron. Oh, no, for Sydney.
No, currently playing for the Swans. Number 2, is he? The big lump. Oh, I'll look at their list. Because there's every chance McDonald goes home, right?
Yep.
And Amadi isn't the answer.
McLean.
McLean. I really like McLean as a player. He's just a good, honest, hard worker. So you just need someone apart from him. And if Amati's not the answer, well, then, yeah, they're going to need another person up forward.
Yeah, agree. And to be honest, and I said this during their final series, I felt that was always their weakest part of the ground. Like, I know they had some pretty good medium forwards. They got Papley, Heaney, players like that who can go forward and kick their goals, but they just didn't have the right two big forwards to get to the glory.
I've just done a little bit of work so far in terms of the trades that we did and the results of it. We've essentially given up Bolton, Murphy, Reid, and Baker for Hotton, Jonty, Faul, and Luke Trainer. That's the result of the trade. And we've given Rioli for Smiley and whoever our next pick is.
Okay.
That's an interesting way to be able to look at it. This is a good point as well from Jack. When you're dealing with a super draft like this and the players you're bringing in, it actually then puts a bit of heat onto the already existing young players to perform. Otherwise, these boys might catch them quickly. So competition for spots is always a very good thing, and it's definitely a key ingredient for success. So that's a very good point. A very good point. Hurry up, Sydney. Get on with it. Jesus, minus 22. Come on. Jake, surely. And I think we have to always keep in mind too that we're still not going to be winning a lot of games next year, whether we like that or not. That's just kind of where we're at. But how exciting is it going to be going to either the VFL or watching these young kids in our AFL side develop and grow and see what they can do? It's going to be fascinating. And I think going to the footy next year, that's the kind of mindset I'll be going there with anyway, is enjoying, as long as we can see game plan development and actual progress. Seeing people like Lawler and Smiley and maybe Armstrong up forward at some stage doing his thing early days would be pretty cool. Who we're looking at now, latest Jonathan? Well, the Grok and EJ seem to feel that we should be looking at Dodson, the ruckman, who's been touted as the best ruckman in the draft. Just because Nank's obviously getting on in age. Samson Ryan, I guess, is probably the next best ruckman for us, but I suppose there's still some question marks there. Hayes Brown's still got a long way to go development-wise. Would you say, I haven't seen much of Dodson, Grok and EJ, would he be almost physically ready to go soon if needed? Or he's still a year off? Like, what are you thinking there?
Probably a couple of years off.
Yeah.
But he can't be worse than what Tim English and Samson Ryan were if he does get a game in their first games.
Sydney have picked Cam Bowman? I don't know if I heard that correctly or not. Ned Bowman. Haven't heard of Ned Bowman. There you go. Off to the Sydney Swans. Still no Whitlocks. What type of player is Ned Bowman? What are they saying?
So we've got
General
so we've got the next two.
But that second one won't happen until tomorrow night. So this will be the actual last pick of the night, if taken.
Fox had Bowman ranked 89th on their draft board.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
I think that's what you call a reach.
So, JP, it feels like we're going to take a player with this pick, which is the last pick of night one for round one. And then tomorrow night is round two, which we have the first pick for, which I think for a long time we've all thought we're going to trade that pick for a future first if there's still players on the board that people want. I assume that will still be the play. But yeah, I suppose, like I said, EJ and Grok are hopeful that we might look at Alex Dodson here as the ruckman. So we'll see what eventuates.
Morrow just messaged me, and he would like to see us take both Whitlocks with the next two picks because he's a romantic.
Calm down, Morrow. Calm down.
My preference would be to get Dodson, and then trade our pick to someone like Freo. So the first pick for round two to someone like Freo who need a forward, who need a tall, with both Whitlocks and Shanahan potentially available. Maybe trade them for their future first.
Now Blair is on the phone. He could be ordering takeaway to pick up from the Chinese restaurant just as he walks out, but there's maybe a stronger chance he could be trying to wheel and deal here.
Well, the thing is if he's on the phone, there's a fair chance that the player that we next want, he reckons will still be there for that first pick tomorrow night.
He's just ordering like a meat lover's pizza and a six-pack,
Yeah,
mate. That's what he's
it's
doing.
just a food order.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
He's
Give me,
giving his wife
Love
a
a VB.
home.
A big flex would be to pass, not even to
Yeah,
trade. Just
yeah.
to,
2 garlic breads. Hang on. Jose's in the back. Shut up, Jose. We don't do surveys, mate. Come on.
The short one wants 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
apparently, we're trading with
Come on.
North Melbourne. People are saying in chat.
Future
Oh,
first
if-
coming up,
no.
you reckon, boys?
No, surely not.
If it's North's few, where's the? It's
Surely
happening.
not.
It's happening.
Get it ready. Get it ready.
They
Here we
can't.
go, lads.
They
Here we
cannot
go.
possibly do that. That would be the big. No, I refuse to believe they're that stupid.
It's North. They did give us pick 20 for CCJ.
No.
Do it. I dare you, North Melbourne. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
It couldn't be. They cannot be stupid enough to do 27 for a future
Come on.
first.
Come on, lad. Just top the 9 off.
Can
Just top
you
the 9
imagine the
off. Come on.
melts if this happens?
Unless it's 27 and 28 for their future first.
Who cares? Who cares?
Still, give me that pick 2. Give me that pick 2.
Come on.
Someone's getting fired if this happens.
Where's
Oh.
Snake Baker? We need to get Snake Baker. We need his reaction.
Oh my goodness.
Do it. Come on, lads. Oh.
This,
But,
this
because
would be
what
the
if
Randy Marshall
Oh,
moment.
they might want both Whitlocks.
RFC. No.
Oh.
The trade is
No,
in.
I'm not looking at chat. I'm not looking. I want to see this on the screen. Oh, what have they done?
Come on.
I feel like this is. I don't think we can lose in this in any way, shape, or form.
I want to
Trade is
see
in.
I want hashtag long Norths to flood the chat if this happens.
Trade is in.
Wait, we've given them over 27 and round.
We gave
So we're
them
giving them
around.
this pick and a second rounder for 2025 for their first rounder next year.
No way.
Hang on.
We've got
So
the
we got no more picks in the draft.
No, we've still got tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
We've given them next year's second rounder, and this pick for North Melbourne's future first.
No.
So
No.
we've
What are
potentially
they-
we've given them potentially based on this year, pick 27 and pick 19 for
For
their
a top
first
5
round.
pick. What have they done? Oh my god!
This is amazing.
That is absolutely just flabbergasted. Now, to all the North supporters thought they were going to get our pick 6. How about them apples?
Yeah.
How about that?
Sorry.
You
Can
can say-
everyone just look at my background for a minute?
Oh my goodness gracious!
I need to do another one of those porn stars. You wanted pick 6 for your future first? Best I can do is pick 27. And
That is extraordinary. I don't even know what gift to go with here. I'm a little bit flustered. Build the statue. That is fuck. Oh my god! We'll go with this one first. We're going to
That's
probably
the
roll through a
Randy
few
Marsh
gifts here,
moment.
folks. So brace yourself.
CB, that's the Randy Marsh moment. That just tops it off.
I can't believe they've done that.
Right now,
I haven't read it
North
wrong,
pick is
have
in.
I? That's what happened, isn't it? We've gotten a future first for 27 and our future second. That's
Yes.
correct, isn't it?
Yes.
So
Fuck. And they took Whitlock as well. Oh no. Wow. They're all
it's not even Jack Whitlock, it's Matt Whitlock.
It's the oh my goodness.
Not only did we not take a Whitlock, but North did, and they gave us a first rounder to do it. They gave us a top 5 pick. Well played, Blair. Well played.
Blair Hartley, build the man a statue. Holy crap. Now, you could actually almost argue that was the best thing we've done all draft, and we've had a good draft. That is all Richmond supporters right now. Just a little chortle.
So we did end up with pick 1 and 2 in the draft. It's just 2025.
Folks, I encourage you to race the North Melbourne Big Footy Board or on any social platform. They will be losing their shit.
I'm just busy watching CB. He looks so stunning.
Do we have any North supporters in the chat tonight? Anyone in the house a North supporter?
Will Arden Street still be standing tomorrow, or will it be torched?
What's it looking like, RFC? Give us some feedback on what the threads are. We haven't used this gift tonight, actually. Hang on, I found a new one.
Oh, my.
Here we go. Oh, my God.
There's a very funny Twitter account called Lenny Phillips. And he goes, Richmond Twitter laughing at North all next year when they finish 16th themselves is going to be annoying.
We have absolutely fleeced them there. Well, and the best part is we now get the Death Ride North next year too. North board's melting down. They aren't happy. Very good.
I can hear North fans crying from Brisbane.
That is one of those moments right there. Blair Hartley walking out the room. Boom.
Yeah.
Can I please have, just on behalf of North Melbourne, can I please have my Dr. Phil gift, please?
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, we can do that.
North supporters right now.
So, Connor.
Oh, Sarge, you checked out at the wrong time. Go ahead, Grock. Explain what happened.
So, North, we did a trade for the last pick of the round. They gave us, we gave them pick 27 and potentially pick 19 next year. And they gave us their first rounder next year, which would be pick 2. So pick 2 for 2019, essentially.
This is going to be one hell of a death ride next year.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be so good. That is unbelievable.
Have you done the Joker one?
Oh, hang on. Where's he? Oh, here he is. Hang on.
Blair Hartley leaving Marvel Stadium.
And Dave has got a good point as well. We potentially could get another first rounder for tomorrow night's pick too.
Yep.
Depending on how we play it. Yeah, it's Blair Hartley leaving Marvel. Very happy with his work. From North wasn't even the best. It wasn't even the best Whitlock. I really hope I've got a lot of battery life on my phone tonight because it's gonna need it.
My phone is blowing. My phone is literally blowing up.
We need to get Lawler North trending.
That is so good. What is wrong with them? As I said, that like, is that better than getting Harry Armstrong at 20 or? That's a pretty big get.
Pick 2 for a Whitlock at 27. Yeah, absolutely. It's better than Armstrong at 21.
I just want to roll with this. Kanga, roo. Kanga, roo.
Oh, no. They have...
Richo 3121. Lol North just drafted Screech.
Screech. Yeah, that's
fantastic.
What a draft talk. Well, that is. Look, I'm not even going to put kangaroos on here.
Lol North.
There you go. That's what can go there.
Merry Draftmas, everyone.
Merry Draftmas. What a night. What an absolute night.
So to read and more.
That's a criminal offence. We just did. We just did that to North. Our big footy form going cocoa bananas. A tale of two forms, I dare say. A quote from the North Board. You're doing God's work here, Crows. Thank you, mate. I can't believe we just did that. Oh my God, there's no way that's anything but a disaster. All right, so to recap the draft night, as we take a breath, pick number 1, we took Sam Lawler, which we all thought was happening, locked in. Pick number 6, Josh Smiley, which a lot of people had coming to the club as well. So 2 players who we should see a bit of action of next year. Pick number 10, Taj Hotton, the first of a real, I suppose, risk, if you want to call it that. On talent alone, he was top 5, top 6 material. Obviously had the ACL injury very early on in the season, but prior to that injury, he was shooting lights out. He was having 30 disposal games, 5 goals. He was killing it. I encourage you to go watch. I think I've got a video up on our YouTube of Taj Hotton, so go watch that and give it a like. So Taj Hotton at 10. Jonty Faul was the other sneaky one that popped up at pick 11, which did divide people, but he seemed to be, in Grock's view, one of the most well-rounded of the forwards in terms of his groundwork and defensive pressure as well. Then we skip down to pick 18, and we've taken Luke Traynor, who was one of the top 2 defenders in the draft. Obviously had some concussion issues, which is why he slipped, but based on skill, ability, everything like that, a jet player, and that is a genuine steal. That's a very, very good pick. Pick number 20, you want to talk about steals, Harry Armstrong at pick 20, who was originally touted potentially going to the Ds at pick 5 and was almost a certainty to be a top 10 pick for God knows how long, has slid dramatically, and we have picked up arguably the best talented key forward in the draft at pick 20. And then to cap it all off, the last thing we did for the night is we decided to take North's first round of next year for pick 27 and our future second for what could potentially be a top 5 pick in 2025, which is utterly incredible.
So I've got our final trade evaluation results. So as I mentioned, we've done Bolton, Reed and Baker for Hotton, Faul and Traynor. And we've done Rioli, pick 27 and pick 19 next year for Smiley and pick 2 next year.
Well, hopefully pick 2. Hopefully. They might. Look, I think North are going to improve next year. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were this year. But it's still, I think, is in like the top 5, top 6 territory. And we will be absolutely death riding them every week. So keen to hear everyone's thoughts in the chats on that. And gentlemen, I'll get one final word from all of you as well. CB, your take on this draft, your highs, your lows, if there were any?
It doesn't matter the number we took the players. We got the players we needed. We've absolutely, in my personal opinion, we've absolutely nutted this draft. We got exactly what we needed. I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier. And we got a future first rounder to top it off. Just wild.
EJ?
We addressed what I think was a big issue in our midfield with the first picks. We've taken obvious talent at pick 10 and landed Armstrong and Traynor late. I think we've knocked it out of the park. I'm stoked.
And Grock?
Purely and simply, that one's for you, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Toshe. If there's ever a draft to honour the great man, that is it in spades. That is it in absolute spades.
Talked about a legacy draft. That's going to be a draft that Richmond fans will be talking about for decades, even if just to say lol North.
What do you reckon Blair Hartley's reaction was like when North agreed to that? He couldn't have said yes and submitted that quick enough, I don't reckon. He would. It's just quickly hang up and hope that it just goes through.
He called Domino's back and asked for cheese stuffed crust on the Meat Lovers pizza.
Wow.
He's going the stuffed cheesy crust tonight. Don't worry about that.
That is so good. Chris Toshe, who was our list recruitment manager who we appointed at the start of the year, who sadly passed away from cancer during trade week this year. He had a big say in all of these selections and the players that the club were after. And you might have noticed that a lot of the recruiting staff had CT embroidered on their shirts, just as a bit of a tribute to Chris, who is industry regarded as one of the best there was at doing this job. And it was always going to be a bit of a legacy selection for him. So they've definitely done that for him, absolutely. But yeah, Spirit was strong tonight. Well, I think that is a wrap tonight, because I think I've got some videos to go and watch and some lols to go and have on the North board, because that is unbelievably funny. I do want to say a massive thank you to CB, Grok, and EJ for jumping on tonight. I know the 7 o'clock time slot's not usually an easy one to jump on for, but it was a special occasion. I'm glad you're all here for the ride. It was definitely well worth it. It turned out a very, very nice night for us. So thank you very much, gents, for jumping on.
Absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
And to everybody who tuned in tonight, it absolutely
win.
is. So a massive, massive win. And a huge thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight. Like I said, we were sitting over 300 live views for most of that. Loved all the comments coming through. And like I said, just because we don't always agree with the selections or the idea of certain players, it all comes from the same loving place, and we're all Tigers at heart. So it was always good to see your comments and your thoughts. I think we can all walk away from this pretty happy. So I appreciate all of you hanging around to watch. If you're on YouTube, make sure you give it a like and subscribe. I'm sure there'll be plenty of tweets and shit going out on Twitter over the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to be epic. Tomorrow night, I don't know. I was going to come back, but it's only one pick. It's probably not really long enough to worry about doing anything. So I'm sure we'll just probably maybe post a video, or we'll do a tweet or something about it as well. But have a great night, everybody. Appreciate Carl's buying a North membership. Appreciate everyone jumping on for the ride. It was a very good roller coaster. Have a wonderful night. So probably not back tomorrow, but we'll post some videos and things like that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy gloating to your friends about the draft haul, and enjoy laughing at your North Melbourne friends. Until next time, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
To the North board.
To the North board.